Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
The Unwatchable podcast. I am Pheno, your host, joined, as always, by Zoodude and Disaster Dave. We're here again with a new schedule and having fun. So we're back. As always, we're going to run through our normal docket. We're going to talk about the games we've been playing. We're going to talk about some gaming news. We're going to talk about our game of the week. And I'm sure there will be hijinks, derails, and train wrecks the entire time. But it's what you guys have come to expect. That's why there's 4 of you sitting at home watching this right now on a Wednesday. Don't
be so generous. It's Mike and the lady next to him.
It makes me
just looking at him.
It makes me so sad when my fake podcast video goes up and it gets more views faster than the legitimate podcast does.
Did that happen?
Yeah, that was a little depressing to say the least. Hilarious.
Probably because it said they probably saw 40 seconds and they're like, "All right," they shut the fuck up and just like gave the one good piece of information.
My fucking viewer discretion advised is like longer than 40 seconds, I think. So that would have.
I saw that for the first time.
Yeah, what do you think of it? It's pretty good, right?
I think it's for me.
You, sir, would be very correct on that assumption. So
what? It's not for me?
No.
Cocksucking cunt bags.
Seriously?
Don't be a fucking retard, Dave. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god,
yeah,
you guys!
For me.
You guys are the worst. Yeah, there you go. You get credit for helping to ruin the podcast.
You just drink lighter fluid? It just looks like you just sucked on a little can of lighter fluid.
Get these handy too.
There you go. Fucking.
Wow.
That's what I'm gonna do to derail the end of this episode. I'm gonna swallow a match after drinking lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Just fucking burst into flames.
I was talking to a certain somebody today who was like, I can't believe he smashed his camera. And I'm like, really? You can't? And he's like, yeah, I need to buy a camera. And like, if he was gonna smash it, he could have just given me the camera. And I was like, don't know what to tell you, buddy.
The camera was shit. It was dying.
It's like, I'll sell you my camera. He's like, I don't want that camera. I'm like, well, I tried.
Oh, fuck you, guy.
Hi, Razor. Thanks for watching. So, yeah, let's dive right on in. We've got some good news. I expect this podcast to be a little bit longer than the usual, just because of the news roster that we have today, but it'll be fun the entire time. So, Dave, I would love to know...
Watch this. Wow.
I noticed very little difference.
Wow.
Dave, I would love to know what games you've been playing this week.
You know what games I've been playing this week. It's not plural.
Oh my god, talk about it so we can move on.
It's crack. I shouldn't have ever gone back to an MMO.
Dave's chasing the dragon.
Yes, I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV because they came out with a new expansion. And I am level 70. Yeah, pretty much.
Already?
I'm level 70. I hit level 70 yesterday, I think.
Do you still have a wife?
She's gone back to playing WoW.
Oh, jeez. What the fuck happened in your house, dude?
Tried to talk
shit.
me into it. I was like, nope.
That's like, I just started, shooting heroin.
Like,
my wife
if I'm gonna...
Snorting cocaine, so
yeah, you just look over and she's got a whole other drug over there. It's like, what?
If I'm gonna go back to crack, I'm gonna at least go back to the like toned down version of crack. That there's really no
World of Warcraft is way more toned down than Final Fantasy. I don't care what you say. You can play everything on one character to an insane level, like. Yeah,
I think so.
And you have to play certain classes. That's where it really gets. You have to play.
WoW has more things to do.
Yeah, that's true.
It does
But
have a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of new stuff that they've added in Final Fantasy, though. Like, for instance, Palace of the Dead, which is a randomly generated dungeon where you go and do 10 floors with 3 other people. They can be all DPS, all tanks, doesn't matter at all. And you open up treasure chests. That's how you upgrade your gear. Or some of the chests will give you items that you transform into things like a succubus or shit like that. So that's just one tiny piece of content that they added in. They've added a lot.
sounds awful.
Took me a very, very long time, though, to go from 60 to 70 compared to the last expansion.
You
Going from
already
50 to
did it?
60. Yeah. You seem surprised.
No, my
I'm
camera
not
just
sure
glitched out.
Why? Do you remember when the last expansion came out?
Yes.
How long it took us to go
I know.
from 30
Last
to
time
60?
I was sitting there with you, and
I
it
have
was
something
just,
for this.
It was disgusting.
Oh, my sound's off. Fuck my life. Here we go. Congratulations. Phone.
This is like the ending of the last podcast. Just more embarrassing because there's 2 hours to go.
Keep getting adware
All right, moving on from
on
that.
this site.
So, you've
There's
played
this
it.
chick and her tongue's like out to here.
You're
I
already-
think it's fake.
You're already at
I
the.
feel like I have to watch it.
You're at the end of the. You're at the end of the game already. You're at max
Yeah,
level.
so I beat the story. I did all the new dungeons that they have. There we go.
There you go. All of that for that. You're welcome.
Title of your sex
And
tape.
they made it much easier to gear up as far as getting tombstone gear as well, because they didn't put a cap on the new tombstones that you can get, which is very nice.
Tombstones? Like the pizza?
Exactly.
Just
It's like
we're just
pizza
going to
that you
ignore
turn
him for the
into gear.
for the rest of this your game. He has zero
Like
interest
Yeah,
in it.
Like every podcast.
I actually had so
And I
much
just
fun.
escalate myself until you say something to me, and then I feel like I'm acknowledged as a person.
I actually had so much fun leveling Samurai that I'm going to go through now and level Dark Knight.
You hate
What
Dark
about
Knight.
Red Mage?
You hate Dark Knight. All you did the entire
They
time I played last time was
completely
bitch.
changed it.
No, fuck
They
you.
completely
All you
changed
did.
every single
Fuck
class.
you,
All
Belden.
of them.
If you're watching
I
this
have-
shit, tell him to fuck off. That is bullshit. I call
Is it
bullshit
no?
on that. No, do not play
Did they
Dark Knight,
change-
you son of a bitch. No, you fucking garbage person. No.
Did they change it from Black Knight to African American Knight?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, they're very PC.
That is
Please.
your input to this conversation.
I have nothing else to contribute to this conversation except mildly racist comments.
Yeah, they changed every single class in the game in some way and made them all play a little bit differently. So I've had to relearn anything that I've tried to play, which is not much because I pretty much just played Samurai straight since the expansion dropped.
So, how long do you think you're going to play it?
Until probably September.
Yeah. I
Yep.
doubt that. You'll
With a
be
little
done.
break
You'll be done with it by
July.
August. By August you'll be done. You won't even make it 2 months. By August you will be done. You will have moved on. There will be some sweet new tasty game in your plethora of I'm talking about this shit now, and Final Fantasy will be a long distant memory, and
Do we want to put money on that?
I'll put $10 on it right now.
Oh, fuck.
August 1st, you will not be playing, and I'm saying playing because you'll still be subscribed because they have you bent right over the fucking game. But I will say, by August 1st, you will no longer be playing Final Fantasy 14. Stormblood. I'm going to throw it all out there.
You see, the silly part about you making this bet is that where you do not play the game or log in, you'll have no fucking idea if I'm still playing it or not.
Doesn't matter, I'll know. You're going to walk into work one of these days and you're going to look at me and just go, fuck you, Phil. And
Those
Ray-
I every
I do
day.
that every day. Anyway.
Razor's just going to
Everybody
look
does
at
that.
me and he's going to go, you were right. He didn't
I
log
can
in.
save your soul.
That's right. Razor's playing, so there you go. You have a witness, I guess.
Yep. I've got an in. So honestly, though, all bullshit and I guess harping on the game aside, is it a good welcoming back to Eorzea? And was it worth the 60 to 70 progression?
Eorzea.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Was it fun?
The progression itself was fun. The story quests were awesome. I really liked the story. Of course, it's Final Fantasy, so huge plot twists and shit like that. All of the dungeons that I've done have been really, really, really fun.
They always are the first 50 times.
They are. I know.
That's true.
I
know that very well.
I'm sure they won't be as fun towards the end, but there's a lot of fun new primal fights, story fights, stuff like that. Even the class quests have been pretty interesting so far. So the new zones are awesome. They have kind of hidden secrets all over the place that you can only get to once you unlock flying in the zones, and I like that. Yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. It was definitely worth the $40 that the expansion costs.
Cool. And that's all you've been playing?
Yep.
Have you played Red Mage?
I haven't yet. I'm gonna unlock that and play that probably after Dark Knight.
Is there any consensus on Red Mage from players you have played with?
African American Knight.
So, Red Mage to Samurai ratio, about 80% or more of people are Red Mage. People seem to really, really have been looking forward to it. The animations on it look great, and the damage that it does is pretty crazy.
It's a baller class.
It was only a year and a half too late for me to care. So,
yep.
Cool.
But yeah, it looks really fun.
So, Final Fantasy Stormblood 14 is out now. If you're interested, you like the MMO grind, go check it out on Dave's recommendation. Go look him up. His FC is After Dark. Is that still
what the fuck, man?
Is that still what it goes by?
Yeah.
You
like fucking 3 people who watched it.
You
Shit,
named
don't
the fucking
worry.
FC.
I named 6 FCs. Afterlife.
How did you?
Which
fuck
one is
up
it?
that-
Afterlife?
Afterlife.
There we
After
go.
Dark.
Dark Hour. Dark Hour
That's a
was our
cool
first
name.
one. After Dark
That
is
was the original name.
Dark
yes.
Hour was the first one. It's from Persona 3 for
No,
those of you
it's-
out there who know that. Yeah, so go check out Afterlife on the Behemoth server and swing by and say hey to Dave. He will probably not ignore you. So,
Probably.
Zoodude,
Hello.
what have you been playing? And I'd like to ask you about your new channel.
Hello, Mr. Robot Man.
Your new channel and how that's going so far.
My same channel with a new coat of paint on it.
Yes, how's that going? And what have you been playing on your new Coat of Paint channel?
Well, I lost 3 subs. So that's,
So did
no
I,
regrets
so
there.
we're in the same boat.
I mean, it feels good. It's not like a huge thing. I just kind of said, these are the games I'm going to focus on for the channel, so this is what you're going to get. So for those of you who don't know, I'm pretty much going to focus on Destiny and the Destiny 2 when that comes out, and some fighting games. So like right now it's Injustice 2. I don't really foresee that changing until probably Dragon Ball Fighter Z comes out. And, just keep it to a few games, maybe a little special game every now and then, but just kind of keep it focused. Which I think will help with my sanity as far as worrying about finding a new game and trying it out. I can just focus on these long-term games that have, years worth of playing potential in them, and then I can just focus on those. So, with that being said, all I've been playing recently has been Destiny and Injustice 2. More Injustice than Destiny. I did hop on Destiny recently and fucking crushed it in Crucible, man. Holy shit. Like, I think out of 10 games, I had one where I was below a 2-point-something KD. I had a couple 3 and 4 games. I was just on. And then I tried again the next day, and I was just shit. So I'm like, well, the magic's gone. But, so interestingly with that game, like, after E3 and, like, the beta got announced, and, kind of realizing it's very close to being released and just seeing all the new stuff, I lost like all motivation to progress in that game at this point. Like I was pretty much where you were at, Pheno, like 2 months ago, where you're just like, fuck this game, new shit's coming out, why bother? Like I had fun progressing in it, and that I'm at the point now where I'm kind of, besides rating, it's like mid-maxing. You know, I have to get like the best rolled shit, and like that really just seems to be pointless for me at this point because it's going to be gone. And I have good shit now. It works fucking amazing. Still have fun with the game, so it's pretty much just going to be keeping my mechanics up to snuff. You know, making sure I'm just still, you know, loose and skilled in shooting, so that when I hop in Destiny 2, I don't have to like relearn how to shoot with a controller again. But other than that, I've been just playing a fuckload of Injustice 2. I created a little challenge for myself to try new characters out. So the first one I'm doing, I'm calling it the CW Flash Challenge, and I could not think of a better name for it. So I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to use that monstrosity. That's probably going to confuse a shitload of people who watch it, but hey, what can you do? So basically, I'm just using characters that are prominent in the TV show that are in the game. So that includes Flash, Captain Cold, Gorilla Grodd, Firestorm, and Green Arrow. And it's kind of to help force myself to try new characters out, really like stick with them for a good amount of time to kind of learn them, try to get, you know, better at them, understand them more, and see if there's, you know, maybe characters that I might like. So I started with Flash, and not a character for me. It took a long time for me to actually just like understand his mechanics in the game. He's really tricky and kind of complicated, and a lot of like other streamers and YouTubers I watch kind of say like, you know, with Flash you have to be like on point. You can't, like, you have to know exactly what you're doing. He's not the best character. I just, you know, it was good. You know, I spent a lot of time learning him. It was just like, no thanks, on to the next one. But it was good to force myself to really stick with that character and try to get better with him. And yeah, I mean, that game just still has so much shit to do in it that I'm going to be playing it for a long, long time.
Cool. Do you think you're going to play Injustice 2 while you're playing Destiny 2?
I think so. Yeah. I find, because, well, you've played with me, when I get competitive, I tend to freak the fuck out. So, when I get that way of Injustice 2, you know, I can just switch games. You know, Destiny, as long as I'm not doing trials, I think I'm a little more relaxed. If I'm not doing anything competitive, I can just hop on by myself. The other night, and just,
when Dave did not show up, you were
that's
fucking
because you're ass.
Fucking fuck you. It had nothing to do with me.
And I didn't want
I was on point.
It did.
No. Go fuck yourself.
Dude, you were
100%.
You were
I was
like
so on
fucking
point.
Grandma trying to shoot with her walker. Just, I don't know if I want to hop out of this corner.
Wow.
Wasting time trying to kill a guy where we should have just wiped, started over. It was just mad.
You're gonna blame that whole thing on me?
It's about 70% your fault.
Wow. I don't have that footage anymore. Fuck. I was gonna say, I have the full recording. I busted my ass that night. We did it, though. We did it.
No, we didn't.
We didn't? We didn't go back in? I thought we went back in.
Nightfall, no, we fucking did not beat the boss, and I said, fuck that, and had to take a good minute of slow breathing not to fucking scream at you.
I may have only been interested like this much.
Yeah, no shit. That's why we're not doing it ever again. In all fairness, that's fine. If you're not interested, that's fine, but I kind of want to beat it within the time limit.
I should have told you. I should have been upfront and been like, hey,
I guess I'll shoot this guy. I'll use whatever fucking gun I want because, you know, that's okay.
I should have been upfront with you and just been like, hey, you know, I really just don't want to be here right now. Can we go do something else? And
that's been the story of you in Destiny since I bought the fucking game.
I liked it when we first started playing.
Yeah, because you were better at me at that point.
I'm still better than you.
No, you're not.
Oh, I am.
I have a lot of footage.
It will come down someday. It'll come down to it when we need that
you can
headshot.
Get more precision kills in PvE, but that's shooting a fucking
there's
standing
only one way.
tree.
You guys just need to go 1v1.
I would do that any day.
He just hide the whole match.
No, I do not hide.
I do.
Yeah. Okay, I'm a pretty good sniper shot at this point, so.
Yeah. So, Destiny's fun. I enjoyed our time with it. I just was not into it this week.
Or any week.
I like our Destiny games. It's fun. I've enjoyed the game a lot over the past 3 years of playing it.
Very interested to see what happens with Destiny 2 because I personally think you're not going to get too invested. I think you're going to have fun for a while, then you're just going to get sidetracked with other shit.
I think that
I don't think you're going to stick with it.
I think we have two differences in interested. From what I can tell, when you and Dave go into a game, it is I'm going to try hard the fuck out of this till the end of time.
You don't do that? You
not,
son of a bitch.
Not for
try
very
hard the fuck out of anybody I know. And then you push it on other people. You say, hey, I've invested everything in this fucking game, so you invest into it too. And
everything?
Then you're just like, oh, I'm done.
Everything?
I'm done. You can.
I didn't pull you into Destiny.
That you get into, sir.
Destiny's all on you. I was standing in a store and you said, I think I'll pick that up. And I said, hey, I'll play that with you if you pick it up. I had no part in that shit. It was I'll play that if you get it kind of deal.
No, I'm saying when you go hard in the game, you go just as hard. So don't try to make it sound like me and Dave are the tryhards.
I go hard in a different way. I want to play the game nonstop, like
the pussy
way out. But I don't care about getting like the best weapon and finding this secret way of jumping across this platform, spinning 30 times to propel through the sky to get this legendary
game, sir. That's what you're supposed to do.
I don't care about any of that.
That's like saying I don't play Mario to jump on fucking Goombas. Yes, That's what you do in these games. That's the whole point.
To quote you on like episode 1 of Destiny when we played that series, you can go back and watch it. It's still on my channel. I just pick up the gun and shoot things because when I come home, I just want to shoot at things. That is what Destiny is for me, is a game where I just want to come home and shoot at things. Episode 1.
Like a slow motion robot.
Right?
What? A robot?
This is what years of playing Call of Duty will do to a person.
It'll destroy
Turn them
you.
into a mindless fucking... in COD, probably, because that's the fucking...
No, it will destroy you.
Twitch shooter.
I'm very good at Twitch shooters, though. But, used to be. Now I get
take no skill.
Slaughtered by 13-year-olds consistently. So I don't play them anymore.
And old men.
Old men? I don't think that's a thing. Call of Duty is like one of those games that older you get, the harder it is to fit in. Like,
yeah, because it fucking takes one bullet to kill anybody with any gun. So as long as you see that fucker first, they're dead.
With 7 megabit internet, you never see anybody first.
Yeah. And they look like this. You're just like,
yeah, cricketing around. But I enjoyed our time with Destiny. It was a fun hop back into it, and especially with the release announcement of Destiny 2, it was a good time for us, I think, to play it.
Yeah. I just think you're going to go super casual, which is fine.
I will. I will play it a lot. When it first comes out, I'll probably finish the story, and once I hit level cap, it will probably be, I pop in every once in a while. But it's possible if the game has an MMO enough vibe to it where there's always something to play, I'm more than okay to pop in and play a game religiously. I'll just cut a couple things from my channel and play Destiny 2. I mean...
I don't think so.
That's a thing I can do if the game is interesting enough for me. So
it's not a card game, so I don't think you'll stick with it.
I play more than card games. That is insulting, sir.
Barely.
That's right. There's Ori and the Blind Forest, and...
I have Ori, which is a platformer, Dead Cells, which is a platformer. I have Prey, which just wrapped up. That was a first-person shooter.
Oh, yeah. And you fucking loved that game. Holy
I did
crap.
for about 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So
It's funny because you can just see the decline in your caring about playing the game from like episode 8 on. You're just
You know, it's
And it-
bad when you start the video and you go like, welcome back. Play and stuck in this fucking room.
Yep.
Gotta go up the vent.
there's
Can't
literally
climb the pipe.
the end of that game was like so good, and it just made me so angry. Like the more I think about the ending of that game, the angrier I get at that game, and like I want nothing to do with it anymore. I think I still own it. Maybe I don't know where all my shit is anymore. But yeah,
And that's the reason why I do not do Let's Plays anymore. Like, seeing you go through that, I'm just like, no. Never again.
I'm doing one right now. Ori is fantastic. That game is beautiful. You can
That's-
actually see
but
it
that's a
behind
little
me.
bit different because that's a short game.
I thought it was short. I've already clocked like 6 hours in the thing. I thought it was like a 4-hour game, and it's like, yeah, you have 6 hours
you
and you're
might be
50% through. I'm like,
It's-
I am
It's
definitely
still not,
bad.
Like 20 something at least.
I am very, very, very bad at that game. Holy shit, everything kills me. Like everything.
I've seen it.
It is. Whew. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's like watching a grandpa play Super Mario. Like, they get hit with a shell and they go, what the hell just happened?
Yep. The game is hard.
Like,
It is
Seeing
legitimately
you
hard.
struggle with enemies, yeah, I mean, that's like my favorite part of watching that shit, is just watching you like die 3 times or something, then go, maybe that doesn't work, and trying to figure it out.
It's a game like that where every like platforming element in the game it's a puzzle. It's a continuously solve the puzzle to get through. It is in my opinion so far, it is a perfect platformer, because I think a platformer is what should keep you engaged in solving a puzzle. Your mind should be consistently trying to figure out how to get to the next point, and Ori is like really, really good at that. And there's literally an episode I die like for 35 minutes straight. I just could not do it.
Yeah.
It was so brutal. It's episode 5. I don't even know if it's up yet. I think it goes up this week, but it was.
See, that's a good time if you actually learned how to edit your fucking shit. You could make a short. You could turn that 35 slogfest into like a hilarious 5 to 10 minute video.
It's not a slog
where you
fest.
just
It's 35 minutes of like super fun. It's great. Like it's a lot of fun. Like the game is legitimately enjoyable no matter how much I die. Like I got murdered by the same owl like twice in the row, and I was like, well, that owl's a dick, and then I figured out how to get past the owl. Like there's a lot to the game, and it's always evolving, and it's really fun. I'm actually blown away by how good Ori's turned out. But yeah. I guess I'm talking about my games now. I guess I should keep going.
I already told you what 2 games I'm playing.
Okay. So yeah,
I
I'm
don't
playing
know what the
Ori.
fuck
You
you're
can
waiting
kind of,
for.
you can see that back there. I'm also playing Mini Masters still. Actually, as of the other day, episode 100. Longest running series. I've done 100 episodes, and it was fantastic. Celebrating all
I
this
still have
week.
no idea what the fuck's happening in that game. I haven't watched all of them, but I've watched it since the beginning, and I'm still just like, this makes no fucking sense.
I
All I
would.
know is little guys pop out, and you play a gay cream puff penguin man.
Wow,
And
that's offensive on every level. But
is it? It's facts. This is what he is.
it's great. It's literally
Science.
Clash Royale, but on a computer and better, in my opinion. It is a fantastic game. So we're doing the week of 100 episodes. It was a lot of fun. We're still running that this week. I'm also playing Monster Slayers. My wife has joined me for that series. I'm much better at it when she's watching me. My win ratio went way up as soon
I
as
love
she...
your sex tape.
As soon as she started telling me what I was about to fuck something up.
I love your sex tape.
So, yeah, that series is great. We're up to like 34 or 32, or so we have a bunch of those. And playing Gwent. I'm going to be wrapping Gwent up next week, but Gwent is a lot of fun. I enjoy my time with Gwent. That's a game... Did I talk about Gwent last week at all, or...
I don't think so because it wasn't at E3.
Right.
That's right.
So Gwent is
Good
literally
call.
it's Gwent from the card game from the Witcher game. It's the card game. I don't know why you're
Gwent
laughing.
is literally Gwent.
Yes, Gwent
That
is literally
what you
Gwent.
just said.
Well,
No shit.
It's from the Witcher card game, like The Witcher 3. It is Gwent from The Witcher. That is what I meant to say. They took the minigame, they made a full game. It's currently in beta, and
It's pretty much a full game in the game, anyways.
yeah, and it's
Like,
fantastic.
It reminded me a lot of Final Fantasy VIII, where they had the card game in that game. and
Triple
it was
Triad?
Like, you could just play the card. They had a 9 also. It was a little different, but 8 is where it started. But that was like, I remember playing just the fucking card game for like a week straight, just
Yep.
battling
Yeah,
everybody,
people-
getting all the cards.
People do that in Final Fantasy 14 because that card game is in that game.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they.
Yeah, they just nonstop play that card game. Some people.
I really love it.
$15 a month for it.
I really love it when a
Brilliant
game
motherfuckers.
like takes a mini game and puts it in. I think that taking a really well crafted mini game and putting it into a full fledged game can really boost a game. Like Rage was a game that like not a lot of people actually played, but it had a really good card game inside of it. Like it was legitimately good. I
Had
enjoyed
a card
playing.
game inside of it.
Yes, I think it was a card. It had a mini game. I'm pretty sure it was a card game, and I remember playing that more than I actually played like Rage, because Rage was like a 6-hour experience, if you could even call it that, where the game ends and the game literally ended and you're like, yeah, that was great, first boss down, and the credits roll, and I'm like that was a really disappointing game when it came out. It was
Boss down. Congratulations, you beat the game.
it was so disappointing.
I will say
But-
with Gwent that, like, when Witcher 3 came out, immediately people were like, they need to make this its own separate game. And I'm glad they didn't rush it. Like, they just kind of took a little time with it. And, like, I was surprised when you said it was early access, because it looks like it legitimately looks like a finished game. It looks like there's a lot of shit in it already.
Yeah, it's open
So, I mean,
beta.
I'm glad they, made a legitimate game and just didn't try to cash in on it and just, like, basically take the card game from Witcher and just export it immediately. They actually made it a system with it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna end this series and start playing it again when its full release is out. I'll probably dabble in it a little bit more then. I think it's a perfect like stream game. I think that's where it would really shine. I think the whole kind of the gambling aspect of calling your opponent's bluff or passing and letting your player play additional cards to continue going. I feel like it's really hard to keep going when you guys do that, just so you know.
Yeah, I have no idea how funny it is for us. Calling your opponent's bluff.
It's a lot of fun, and I think it would be a lot of fun to integrate and play that with a chat. That's my personal opinion, is like to put in ones or twos or ones and zeros for do you think I should pass, do you think I should go, or something along those lines. I think it's a very kind of interactive way that you and your chat can push the game. Or you could just log in and play the chat and like play with chat and just push to get your dailies done and just have a good time. But it's a lot of fun. It's a great game. I'm really curious to see what they do with it. It does seem very expensive. It mirrored Hearthstone's model like to a T. You get the same amount of cards for the same prices. So that's a little iffy considering it's like a general consensus that Hearthstone is a bit overpriced.
A bit.
A bit.
Fuck. Real life cards are cheaper than that motherfucker.
But it's a lot of fun. It's good fun. I didn't like that I played the game for like 7 episodes and I only got to open a total of like 10 packs, I think max. Like it doesn't seem like it really wants you to open cards without investing some money, which does kind of suck. But it was a lot of fun and I enjoyed my time with it, and I'm cutting it. Dead Cells is still on the channel. I'm going to keep playing that even though nobody watches it. I love that game. It's probably the game I love. I like this. It's the second most fun I have every week on my channel other than recording mini masters. So even though nobody watches it, I keep playing it for myself because I do this for me and not for one viewer out there. So
all that I heard out of that is that the podcast isn't in number 1 or number 2 for that spot, so you hate us.
Motherfucker.
sorry,
What
my
did
bad.
I ever do to you?
I love being here as you guys laugh for 2 minutes while I'm talking about my game.
You
And-
sound like a Down syndrome robot, and it's hilarious.
And that is why there's a advisory at the start of this podcast. I am cutting Gwent. Do we want to talk about? We can roll right into that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm cutting
Yeah.
Gwent for a very special reason. As all of you at home know, we all love Blizzard.
Special.
Blizzard is our favorite company here. We've never said one mean or negative thing about Blizzard.
My favorite
Overwatch
rapist,
is the best shooter.
you know, when they rape you in the ass, at least they give you a Twinkie and a glass of milk afterwards. Which
What?
is more than I can say for
I got a
Ubisoft.
half-eaten Twinkie, and the milk looked like it had
I was hungry.
Twinkie crumbs inside of it. But
I was thirsty.
we're gonna be playing Diablo 3. Hopefully starting this week. We're gonna start recording that and having fun. I haven't convinced. I know Dave's on board to play it, but I haven't sold him on the hardcore yet. He stopped texting me when I told him I wanted to do that.
You probably thought you were talking about something else.
What? You told
Wanna
me you
go
wanted to go
hardcore?
hardcore?
For Diablo.
When did this happen?
When we replay,
Why?
it was on our business ping.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Business.
Yeah,
pig. This sounds horrible.
I don't want to say what we use. Like,
I'll get you on your business ping, baby.
okay.
You mean
we're-
Link?
Yes,
That
we're,
should
Why?
for
Do,
work.
do both of you want to do hardcore?
Yep,
Yep.
Because I would
yeah.
honestly rather stick a match down my dink.
that's why it's gonna be so
Just
great.
light it.
Softcore, I will fall
Hardcore
asleep.
with our internet.
That's what's making it
Yeah,
really
that's
hardcore.
that's what
That's like-
makes it fun. Like,
When your skeletons start to jump around, it's just Alt F4.
we're
Get
only
outta here.
gonna play it for a couple weeks because all three of us are already burnt out of the Diablo grind anyway. We're just gonna give the new class a shot, play it for a little while, and then we'll move on.
I
Um,
even tried to put stuff up on my channel, and
Yeah.
that didn't help. That just probably burnt me out even faster. Sons of
Fine,
bitches.
we'll play hardcore.
Yeah, we will. So
Where's that match?
You'll love it. It's exciting because that game has like, there's no penalty for dying at all. Like, you get in this mindset of like, well, fuck it, I'll eventually beat this thing. It doesn't matter if I die 1,000 times. Gold's the easiest shit to get, so repairing stuff isn't a problem. That one death penalty actually makes it exciting, and it makes you like really think about, like, especially when you start getting into like greater rifts, if you're just like, do I want to push it because I might fucking just die, and then you get in those moments where like something just pops out and your asshole puckers up, and it's fun.
yeah,
Oh, it
I
is
don't think
fun.
any other ARPG I probably wouldn't do hardcore. Like Grim Dawn, I wouldn't do it. Path of Exile, no, because that game's just way too punishing. But Diablo is such a fucking snooze fest without it.
Oh, I think it helps that, like, unlike the two games, Grim Dawn and Path of Exile, you can literally, like, beat all of Diablo in, like, 4.5 hours or 6 hours. Like, if you get somebody to
Shit.
run you through it, like, you can, like, there's literally a challenge for each act to clear it in an hour. So, like, obviously they expect you to be able to clear them in an hour. On hardcore, it adds that, like you said, element of fear where you're like, I can't maybe just sprint through all this shit and let my skeletons kill stuff. It's like,
Right. It actually, for the first time in 5 years since that game's been out, I actually paid attention to the modifiers on enemies. Before, I'd just run in and be like, whatever, fucking arcane, toxic, I don't care. It got to the point now where, like, you recognize it, like, right away. You go, like, oh, fuck that. And then, like,
You get out of there.
Because, yeah. It's good. I mean, that game needs something. It sucks because I was really excited. I think it was more when I was actually playing Diablo. I was really excited for Necromancer because it's my favorite class from Diablo 2, and it looks really good. Everything I've seen on the class, they seem like they've really done it well, and they should have, because they've had so much time to take everything they've learned to actually make a coherent class. I hope they don't do like what they did with the Crusader, where he's kind of gimped. Like the Crusader, when it first came out, was just a piece of shit. It hit about as hard as a grandma, and it was really challenging to play. But we'll see. But I'm not as excited. I'm excited to play with you guys and hopefully watch one of us die a horrible death.
Yeah, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do.
always
Like,
me.
it's always Dave. It's always Dave. I cannot tell you how many times I've done
always
hardcore
is.
runs with Dave, and he dies, and he's like, "Well, fuck this, power level me, or I'm not playing anymore." And it's like, well,
That's an option.
that's an option, or I could just go play without you. To be honest. So, yeah, and me and Dave have actually run a Diablo series a year and a half ago now. It's way,
Oh,
way,
God,
way,
more than
way.
that.
The first boot of our channels, we played some Diablo.
Yeah.
And
Back when I could not find Pheno's channel to save my life. I remember I searched for like 15 minutes and couldn't find any of your shit.
yep, I was a ghost.
So that's probably the story of most of the internet.
Yeah.
You dropped something.
Yep, and the audience heard it roll across the room. Yeah, so yeah, Necromancer's coming out.
So look forward to that.
It'll be out
So how are we?
June 27th.
We
so
talked a little bit. Like you're just gonna put, as you always do, just like the raw footage
Yep.
of the game. I think you're gonna break it up into smaller chunks. I'm probably gonna do what we did, or what I did. You didn't fucking do anything with our
Wow!
Destiny, the Destiny leveling, where I took all the footage and like super cutted it into like the funny moments.
And Dave is gonna upload it if he feels like it.
I'm just gonna upload Persona 5 until the end of time.
20 episodes a day.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
told Phil, I'm like,
All
he could
at
probably
once.
upload 35 right now.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to time it so that they all go up and they're timed to go up within 1 second of each other.
You know, that is a good way for your subscriber meter to change. All right, because people do not like having their phone get pinned. No, it's not gonna go up.
I'm gonna go up. You're gonna be excited. You
It's
go, oh,
funny because I'm the only
40,
one out of
41,
three of us.
42, 43,
Don't say it.
44,
Don't you fucking say it.
No. Let me finish my sentence here, man. I'm the only one
I'm gonna let you
among the
finish.
three of us that has not lost a subscriber in the past 2 months. I'm also the only one
Have
among the
you
three of
gained
us
any?
that has not gained a subscriber
Yeah.
in 2 months.
It's an enigma. You're trapped in a paradox.
Yeah.
132. It's just stuck.
You should just rename your channel Disaster Dave 132. And
And then you'll get something. You'll either
Yeah, you'll
lose
get a
or gain
view.
something. Right as soon as I guarantee it.
yeah. So I don't know. How are you gonna upload any of it? Can your viewers expect some Diablo 3 in some aspect, Dave? Or
I want to leave him guessing.
yeah. Your channel
But
right
then
now
it'll
Will
is
he put one video up today, or will he put up 7? I don't know.
it's like you had a schedule and you were uploading fairly regularly, and then as soon as I start putting it on a regular schedule, you're just like, fuck it, let it rain videos. You're just like,
think
it's
you-
going all over the
You
place.
need to do like what you were talking about when you do like Disaster Dave plays and like cross out Pheno's name and just put yours. You need to do that with like Diablo or something.
I think you're like one step away from my videos getting uploaded on your channel. That is what I'm waiting for, is just see a Minion
need the
Master
space?
series start.
I'm just gonna copy. I'm just literally gonna copy your video over when you do your intro.
Just overdub
I'll just-
it with
I'll just
Disaster
overdub-
Dave instead of Pheno.
Exactly.
Who would know?
That would be hilarious to see you voice over one of my videos with me completely muted and just be like, well, this jackass played this 7-mana card, and just like, or even in like the most dreary tone, just be like, and we play another card. Can we play another
You
card?
know,
This is my
this is
content.
You
what's
joke
gonna
about
happen.
that. That's not a bad. If we should all take somebody else's video and then do a commentary over it. Just we send each other a random like some footage of us, send it to somebody else, and then just with no notion of what the game is or what's happening, try to do a commentary. I think that could be funny.
My commentary would pretty much be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I hate card
You're
games.
more creative than that. I'll send you one of mine.
I hate card games. I play so much more than card games.
Hearthstone looks different now.
I only play. I would love to see you put up like a video of Minion Masters and just have the title Hearthstone. Like
Hearthstone 3D.
that'd be fucking fantastic.
That wouldn't piss some people off that say like, "Oh, new Hearthstone expansion." Wrong.
Wrong. So
Just some jackwagon.
we're gonna be playing that this week and next week. Hopefully, some of that will be up, and we'll be having a good time with that. Who will die first? We'd love to know who you think, just without even seeing us play. Apparently, I'm ass at video games, but we
Just
would love.
Destiny.
Minion Masters is 49 cents.
We would. Is it really 49? Well, it's only a $5 game, so I mean,
Is it?
yeah, it's only $5.
I just bought it.
You can buy the premium one that comes with a currency, like a start out currency fee, and that's like $20. But yeah, the game is super
Oh,
cheap,
fuck that.
and it's so good.
It's worth 49 cents to me just to upload it and title it Hearthstone.
I put it in my cart. I might pretend I'm Pheno when I play that game.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
would be hilarious to see you guys mock me. To be perfectly honest, I mean,
Do you really?
yeah, I'm a good sport. Of all people here, of all fucking people here, I am the best sport. You guys,
Wee card game.
No, I'll just get an out-of-tune piano and drop it on my cat's tail.
I'll just change
which
the pitch
am
of
I?
the audio.
The cat
Bump it
screaming
up.
or the piano smashing? That's the question. Or am I like the miracle of sound, like of them both happening at the same time? That's what I want
You're
to know.
you're the hemorrhoid popping in the distance.
If a hemorrhoid pops in the distance and nobody's around to hear it, does it actually make a noise?
Smells.
So yeah, we'll be playing that. It is available June 29th for $15 for the Necromancer pack. It's also going to be part.
27th.
It is also going to.
27th.
I said that
27th.
June
You
27th.
said
I said
29.
29.
Oh, 29th. Okay, 27th. And it's also going to be available in the Ultimate Evil Edition, which will be $60 with an intro pack of $40. And so that will also be available as well. So, yeah. And that's really all I've been playing. I didn't do Let's Look At, I don't think. It could have blurred in with all the rest of the stuff. But,
I don't
so-
think you did.
yeah. So that's part of our news. So let's roll on into some more of our news. And let's dive right on into, as the aforementioned 49 cents Minion Masters. Currently, the Steam sale is going on for the summer Steam. The Steam summer sale is currently going on. Wow.
The summer Steam sale is currently summer steaming your sale of the summertime.
Yeah, it's
Hashtag Phenoplex.
going to be a great video of that. It's going to be the best. I'm so glad I signed on for this.
You know-
So
Yes, you are. So I'm kind of, ever since Steam changed its sales, like before when they'd have like the flash sales and like the shorter ones, so like you'd get like a super big discount for like a limited amount of time. Like it just hasn't. It's more consistent. It's kind of nice knowing that like right now you have till the 5th, so you have over a week to like buy these games on sale, but a lot of them aren't like the huge discount I got so used to with the old Steam sales, where like you could get like a $60 game like 60% off or some crazy shit, and it's like this limited window. And actually like, and I get why they moved away from that, is to kind of make it fair, and I guess they didn't really want people like just like waiting and like regretting they like didn't get a game at a certain time, but it doesn't have that same urgency. Like it used to be when the Steam sale came around, like you were like watching that shit every day. When a game went on the super sale, you just bought it, even if you were just like, I don't know if I'm going to play it. It's like, well, it's $5, fuck it, I got it. Whereas now, it's kind of like, all right. I mean, all the really big sales are from like old games, like Shadow of Mordor, which has been like fucking $5 since it came out, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a lot they do have like, but it's mostly like 20% off, which it's nice, but it's not like the huge blockbuster sale that I'd want because I'm a cheap bastard.
Wow, 49 cents is too much to spend on mini masters.
It's in my cart, motherfucker. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play one round of it, then swear at it.
Really? That's your
But
plan?
the most important thing,
Yeah, stop looking at your phone.
the best thing here is that Genital Jousting is on sale.
It is on sale. I saw that.
Excuse me.
And
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we need to get this and play it together.
I can't.
Genital jousting.
I don't think I can put that up on my channel.
Well, that's going in the cart.
But I think I found quite a few games that like they are older titles, but they're actually
What's that pervy like hentai game? we were
Nico
looking
Para.
at?
Volumes 1 and 2 are on sale.
Nico Para. Wait, how do you spell it?
Just type Nico into the search bar and it will pop up.
Niko.
N-E-K. Have you ever watched hentai at all? Like, seriously, man.
I like real women. It's only like 15% off.
But I found a whole bunch of really good games.
First one's 50% off.
You have a bunch of behemoth stuff.
Goodness.
You've got Battle Block Theater, Castle Crashers. You've got some other great games. I found a cool card game on there that I picked up that I'm going to be running probably just an episode on the channel. Dishonored 1 is only $250. Dishonored 2 is only like $10 or $20. I think it's 20 currently. Dave, you were looking at that, isn't it? It's 20, correct?
20.
Nier is $40, which is a fantastic price.
I picked that up.
I would love to pick that up, but I don't think I have the time to play it right now. Prey is on sale. You've got all the Witcher games on sale. There's a lot of good stuff. Stardew Valley is on sale. So there is a lot of stuff for sale up there. Dead Cells is on sale.
Like 90% of games that are on Steam pretty much are on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Dead Cells isn't a huge one. I wish that would have seen a bigger discount, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's currently on sale. You just have to be interested in it. Like,
I might pick
scroll
up
through.
Stardew Valley, honestly.
I think it's $13.
It's 9.
9.
$9.
Genital Jousting is installing.
Slime Rancher is also on
That's what
there.
I say to my wife every night. Oh, look at this.
So there's a lot of great stuff. So the stuff they've also got listed over here. Killing Floor 2 is only $15. SteamWorld Heist, which I actually picked up. That game looks fantastic. I can't wait to play that. It's like a side-scroller XCOM, which is very cool. You actually have to aim your own shots, so like you could shoot your bullet and it will ricochet off the wall, which is very cool. Terraria is like $250. Abzu, which is supposedly really good. Hyperlight Drifter is $10. I hear fantastic. Abzu.
Abzu.
Yep, Abzu. And
Abzu.
Rocket League is only $12, which is also pretty good.
I haven't played Rocket League.
No Man's Sky is $24.
That is $24 too much.
24 is not a bad price for No Man's Sky, especially with the patch updates they've done. That's actually, like, I would say it's probably worth. That's what it should have been when it came out, was $20 to $25.
You might as well poop outside and roll it around and stuff, because that's about as, randomly generated world you're going to get.
I enjoyed my time with No Man's Sky, so I have no.
Yeah,
gripes with that.
I enjoyed 4 hours of it, and then it just went down. And what really killed me was when I found out, I didn't do it, but because the whole purpose is to get to like the center of the universe, right?
Yep.
And once you get there, it fucking shoots you back out and just starts you a different spot.
Yep.
Which I thought was just the biggest slap in the cock, and you don't get anything for it. You know, I like the fact that you start over, and you're just in a, like the concept of like having a game the actual size or like of like a universe size where like it's even if like millions of people playing, it's so rare the fact that like 2 people are going to meet and you get to go to all these planets the first time, name all this shit. You can name the planet whatever you like, check out the flora and the fauna, but it had a lot of shortcomings and got very repetitive.
Yeah, it did. It did get very repetitive.
And there's 3 fucking languages, man. Like, at first I thought it was awesome. Like, oh, shit, there's an alien language that you learn over time by finding all this shit. And it's like, oh, there's 3. So, have fun with that.
So, yeah, Steam Summer Sale.
Ooh.
It's currently going on until July 5th, I believe. So go check that out. See if there's any games there that you are interested in, and give them a look.
What are you guys thinking about picking up?
So, I already made my purchase. I'm going to skim through probably the last couple days of the sale and see if there's anything else. I can hold on one sec and I'll pull up my Steam. And I picked up Battle Block Theater. I picked up Castle Crashers. I picked up a game called Downward, which looks really cool. It looked similar to Valley, and Valley was fantastic, so I figured I'd take a look at that. I picked up Dust and Elysian Tale. It was only like $2.99, and I hear fantastic things about that. I picked up Goner, which is a little roguelite styled game. Ironclad Tactics, which is a tactical card game, which I got for like $3. Yeah, of course. And I got Rogue Legacy and Steamworld Heist.
Yeah, Rogue Legacy is awesome. I'll be very interested to see you play that.
It's only like $2.99, and it looked
very fun game.
It looks just like Dead Cells.
I have it on PS4.
Yeah, I played that very, very briefly, but it's fun. You'll like it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'll love it.
It's a fun game.
So I'm going to be taking a look at that going forward. So Dave, what did you pick up?
I picked up. Oh man, where do I start? Let's see. Nier Automata, because I've been wanting to pick it up and try it for quite a while. It was on sale, so it's a good time to do that. That might go up on my channel. We'll see. Mordheim City of the Damned, because it looked kind of interesting, and I never wanted to pay anywhere near what they were asking for it, but I felt $10. All right, sure. Hyper Light Drifter, I picked that up. Hard West,
and he's gone.
Fine.
I'm still interested.
Okay.
Fuck him.
Crypt of the Necrodancer. I want to say that was like $3.
I looked at that a while ago and was like debating. It looks like a fun little.
I was debating too. It was $15.
Retro-y, yeah.
Now it's $3 on sale right now, so I couldn't pass that up.
That's a fair price.
Yeah. And then Minion Masters and Genital Jousting. And that's what I've picked up so far. And
What
that's probably
more do you need?
Yeah, pretty much.
Very nice. So I haven't pulled the trigger on anything yet, but let me pull my cart. So the one thing I'm pretty much know I'm going to get is Darkest Dungeon.
Yes.
I thought I had bought that the last Steam sale, but I guess I didn't click the purchase all the way through or some shit. But I'm definitely getting that. Castle Crashers in there because Pheno wants to play it.
That I do.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That
he
I
asked me
do.
to buy it too, didn't he?
I just put Minion Masters in there because it's 50 cents, and I spend more than that on a fucking cup of coffee I don't finish. So
and it's worth 100 episodes, guys. It's fantastic. I'd love to play one of you guys too.
I picked up Castle Crashers.
That's not crazy. I just put Genital Jousting in there. I got Stardew Valley in there, and I want to see if any Final Fantasy games.
They're all like 50%
I know
off.
10 and
You know-
10-2 is like $10.
You know what I
$15?
just you know what I just realized? I guess at some point I bought 10 and 10-2 and fucking forgot about it because it's Steam and you do that with games.
I would recommend Last Remnant. If that's on sale, I would highly recommend picking that up.
Shit, yeah, that's.
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
wait, maybe.
You
maybe
already
don't pick it up. Let
you
me
already
let me
have
look
it,
in my.
Dave.
I know, but I might have another copy of it.
That would be one of my all-time favorite JRPGs of like all time. The combat in
Isn't
that
it
game,
the one that
it's
I
fantastic.
feel like that came out and it didn't like do super well, but
It was a 360 exclusive, so that really hampered it.
Wait, I think I
Yeah.
sent it to you, Zudude. Didn't I?
I don't know if you did. I don't have it.
Fuck. I feel like I sent it to somebody.
it was such a good game. It was fantastic.
Where do I go to see my fucking inventory?
It takes a lot of time. It's going to be a time sink. There's a Disgaea game on sale on Steam too. Disgaea PC.
What?
Yeah.
Is it the first one?
I don't know which one it is. I just know it's Disgaea PC.
Oh, they got Disgaea 1 and Disgaea 2 on sale for 57%. Oh, that's tempting.
I thought about picking those up and running one of them on the channel, but I opted not to.
Fucking good luck for your life.
100 episodes. I think 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, you could spend like 100 just going to the item world.
Oh, that's all I've been doing in Disgaea 5. I've been playing that game. I actually forgot to talk about that. I've been playing Disgaea 5 like a lot. The game is amazing. The Switch is getting a workout.
Is it?
Yeah.
Has it like melted yet and changed?
No,
shape?
it has not.
That's great.
I don't play it for long periods of time docked, so it does a pretty good job. So you guys want to move on to the news and finish shopping later? I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. I forgot.
We're gonna
fucking
shop
doing
for
a
the next
podcast.
hour.
Oh no.
Enjoy, guys.
It's like, do you guys want to stop shopping and come back?
That derailed so quick.
We are giving these-
yeah, look at this fucking deal.
We're
I'm like,
just giving
oh
these
wait, there's
personal
people.
recommendations to our viewers.
All right.
Sorry, people who's still
I'm not
watching.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
So Zudu, did you mention what you're picking up? Did you go through that while I was away? Did you talk through that?
You went off pooping or something. I don't know what you did.
I had to go to attend to
this is
something.
Yeah, that's what I say when I have to take a shit.
I was not pooping.
All right. So what I have right now, so the only thing I know for sure I'm getting is Darkest Dungeon.
Fantastic.
The tentatives are Castle Crashers. I'm probably going to get Mini Masters since it's 50 cents. I can't really lose. General Jousting. I'm going to have to get that because it's dicks. And Stardew Valley. Like, I think I'm going to get one more game that's like in that like 10 or under range. I just don't know what game yet. I don't want to get too much because I'm not going to have. I barely have time to play anything else now. Like, I feel like I have this like 2-month window before Destiny 2 comes out for me to like catch up on shit before like my life's over.
So what if I told you that there's a mode in Genital Jousting where you can pretty much play Rocket League?
Yeah, I'm buying it now.
Isn't that just...
It's just a bunch of dicks playing soccer.
It sounds like real soccer. What do you?
There's all kinds of other mini games too that don't involve.
Oh, I'm sorry,
sticking your-
football.
Isn't the whole point of genital jousting to stick, like, human centipede it and stick your dick into another dick? And, like, the final dick that gets stuck?
No,
like,
no. See, it's the dick, but the base of the dick is an anus.
As you were.
All right, so let's roll on into the news. Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood, or Stormbrood, Stormblood.
AKA DDoS.
As we talked
2017.
about, it did get DDoSed.
Yep. They
So
did.
I
Sounds like
find
it got DDoSed hard.
their reaction though of it's our shitty servers, we didn't think anything was actually happening, is one of the biggest reasons why I will never go back to an MMO. That is bullshit. The fact that you have a game that you just released and you get DDoSed
Jesus Christ.
non-stop, like one of the, like, a super brutal DDoS, and you just go, yeah, our servers are shit, they couldn't handle it, sorry, go to this other instance. Like,
That's like a cop coming to like, you were raped last night. I thought it was just my really painful asshole. Like, I didn't realize anything was happening.
it's like,
Sir, you were raped.
how do you
Oh, is that what happened?
how do you not notice your servers are being DDoSed and blame it on the fact too many people are playing your game? How much of a fucking ego do you have to have? Like,
Well,
I want to meet
here's the thing, though.
their networking staff where there's like, what's going on? I don't know. That thing's a piece of shit.
To be fair, it was release day when they were DDoSed twice, actually. I don't
Doesn't
know if
matter.
the article says that.
It does.
They were DDoSed on release day, so the servers were already pretty flooded and everything like that. Even though they were DDoSed, the servers went down for maybe 30 minutes. And then they were back up, running, working
Release
fine.
said he had a lot of trouble.
yeah, a lot of people said they had more trouble than just 30 minutes.
Razor wasn't even playing in the first DDoS.
I'm just
Second
no,
DDoS.
I'm just saying what he said. I have.
The second one
Don't
was
take
Saturday,
this.
and a few people seemed like they got kicked, and I had no problems. So,
Unlike,
they were a
unlike,
little bit more prepared. for
I think
what's
it's
going
because our internet is so shitty that you like bypassed it.
on.
Like,
Didn't even
just like,
notice.
oh,
Yeah.
nothing's different here.
it takes so long for us to log in anyway that by the time you log in, the DDoS happened 3 days ago.
Right?
There's no issue.
DDoS
Um,
But
deterrent.
no, with their
That's
launch,
internet.
not talking about DDoSing. So with their early access going into their launch, they had this thing going on where if you went to do this story quest that was an instanced story quest, it would kick you, give you a 90K error, and then it would
Fucking
take
90K is still a thing.
20 to 40 minutes to log back in once you were kicked. And then if you were playing during prime times and you tried to go into a dungeon or anything instanced, you would get kicked and you would have to wait 15 minutes to half an hour to be able to log back into the game.
Oh, you sold me.
That is
I'm
how
buying this immediately.
unprepared they were. But by the
Dude,
time launch happened,
Blizzard, who like pioneered fucking MMOs, every launch
Still can't get it right.
something gets really fucked up. The last one was the best one they've ever had, and it was still laggy as shit. They were still logging. Like nobody like can have a smooth launch of an MMO.
Nope. They did buff up their instance servers and made it so that 20,000 people per hour can go into each instance.
Just picture like a networking room. Well, I guess we could turn that other one on.
Yeah.
Yes, asshole. Please.
It's like,
How much was it to rent that other server again? Okay.
There's like a comic out there of just like the networking staff for Final Fantasy 14 and just their incompetence. It's
Yeah,
like a parody of The Office.
it's always been
Trying to
bad.
run that
Like,
game.
when the game came out, the first 2 weeks the game was out, it was almost unplayable.
It was-
Like, if you got in, I remember leaving my computer on for 2 weeks, like, nonstop. I was in the game.
Yeah, once you got in, you don't fucking log out.
Yeah.
You leave your
I
shit
remember.
on.
They
I
learned.
remember making a macro because you could hit the 0 key to hit next, basically, and click on the things. So I just made a macro that hit my 0 key every 5 seconds forever.
Yeah.
And I just left my computer on so that it just kept hitting the 0 key to try to log in.
I mean,
And eventually
once you
I
were in
came
the
back
game,
and it had...
then they added the AFK kick, where if your character was not moving for more than 15 minutes, it would just kick you out of the game. So I would
You see
tie...
people doing-
I tied a
Yeah.
rubber band to my controller, and I would fucking spin.
I made another macro with the spacebar. It would jump every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Like, it's...
Just walked into town, there's just all these people.
And then when the first expansion came out, Heaven's Ward, that was awful. It was the worst. I remember
Yeah, the first
I remember
couple days-
playing and just listening to Dave. We both got up at 3 a.m. and we were waiting for the servers to go live. And the servers went live, and I'm like sitting there with my coffee and my energy drink, and I'm talking to Dave over Ven, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna play. We log in, and I'm like, I got in. I'm playing the game and I'm running through the new zone to get to Ishgard. And Dave's like, I can't get in. I can't get in the fucking game. It was the greatest. And then I got kicked from the game.
Sure you got kicked.
Yeah, I got kicked and Dave got in, and I was just fucked. And I could not get into that game, and I was so angry. Just livid.
I'm pretty sure I was just taunting you the entire time. Like, how does it feel, bitch?
I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. I remember the first sprint to Ishgard and just watching. You would literally run through this snow-covered Carathis, which was the zone, and like as the snow was falling, you would just literally be sprinting by people as they DC'd. So you'd just be running, and then people all around you. It was like the Rapture in Final Fantasy.
That's what
you were just sprinting, and there's poof, poof,
during
poof.
the first DDoS. That's what happened. I was in the new main city that they have, and I was just running, doing a quest. It was a quest where I had to pick up an item and carry it and walk to the other end of the entire map. And as I'm getting to the objective, which took me 5 fucking minutes to walk to, I see just everybody in the entire town have the DC symbol. I'm like, oh no. No.
Yeah, there's a symbol?
I can't, yeah, they put a symbol in the game.
Is it like a big dick? Like, how do they...
I have to say, Dave, you just sold me on I'm coming back to Final Fantasy now. The whole, I did a quest where I picked up an orb and carried it for 5 minutes from point A to point B. Yeah, that sold me on it. Well done, sir. I'll be back.
That's the only quest like that. I will say that much.
Yeah.
I would know because I've done all of the new quests.
Collect 10 of these, please, because this is important.
We need 10 rat asses.
Kill this asshole.
It's not usually 10 items. It's more like 5.
Oh.
No.
So much better. And it's only the side quests. The story quests are a lot better.
Nope. So, yeah. Final Fantasy 14 got DDoSed. They are currently dealing with the servers. They've increased server capacities, and they're going to continue mirroring servers to survive the DDoS going forward. Hopefully the issues go down and people stop getting angry at a game that seems to have literally never caused any confrontation ever in the world of MMO. So,
so I gotta say, I was looking at the next news title, and I thought it said titties.
I did too.
I was just like,
I just looked over.
Yep, I see that.
Really? Does it really say that?
Teases
and I'm like,
big titties.
It's just like, is that why I picked this news article? Like,
it's not even that great of a news article, which is like that had to be why you picked it. I mean,
yeah, I think that might have been. I thought it was like a snarky thing of, I don't know, big titties.
So
I'd buy an Xbox for that.
Moving on over, Microsoft had a huge, actually a fantastic E3 showing that we talked about last week. If you didn't catch that last week, feel free to pop over to episode 15 of the Unwatchable podcast and give it a look or a listen. So they announced 42 games in total during its briefing, saying a chunk of them are exclusives or are Windows 10 or
pretty much exclusive.
After that, during an interview, it was mentioned that that Xbox actually held back some of their big titles that they were going to announce because they were trying to
titties.
They were trying to tread this thin line of a perfect balance for game announcements, along with announcing a new console and all of that. And to that, I kind of agree that holding back on announcing things, the example of Scalebound getting canceled because they announced it too early, is a very valid point. But at the same time, it's E3. It is a business, like it's literally for your shareholders.
I would say for Microsoft, like they have not done well with the Xbox One, and like the One X is kind of like I was gonna say like you'd probably want to like hit like the E3 as hard as you can. Like here's a new console and here's all the fucking games are coming with it, and just like it's basically that like.
You gotta blow people away,
right? Either everybody held back, or nobody really had anything big. Because like this E3 was kind of underwhelming. Like all the big things, pretty much knew about already. We're just waiting for like the official thing. There was no big like surprise.
Sony did say that they held back a lot of their exclusives as well. They didn't show a lot of them.
like again, is this like Sony Microsoft saying like,
We
well, I
had
held back
more.
all my good stuff. Well, I did too. I held back all my greatest things, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Like really?
There's
Why the
also
fuck didn't you just say it?
there's a lot of rumor of the PS5 being announced. There was another interview that also came out this week about during an interview afterwards, it was mentioned that the PS4 Pro is meant to be an upgraded like version like a PlayStation Slim. It's just supposed to be a mid-generation upgrade, and that they are continuing to develop toward there will be another PlayStation. And out of that interview, it's led to a lot of speculation that we are going to see the PS5 actually in 2018, and that we could expect an announcement this year.
I think it would be smart and not smart. Smart because Xbox just revealed this like souped up Xbox One, which is still it's still in the same generation technically. And for them a year later to say like, here's a new fucking generation, and like bump this Switch and that out of its category so it's its own thing.
That's what
And
always
just, like,
happens, though.
Right. And basically all they want to do with that is just create that gap. Like,
Right.
be the first big boy on the block to the new generation to get everybody on PlayStation because it's the only one. And then, because I mean, Xbox just poured all these resources in the One X, and even though Microsoft has a shitload of money, it's going to take time, and it's probably it won't look good to them to say like, well, you just released this new souped up thing, and now I spent $500 on it, and then a year or two later, I guess spend another $100 on this brand new system. Like, why the fuck didn't you just like wait? Like, I think it's if they do that in that timeline, I think it's smart on Sony, but at the same time, like, I don't know if like we're really ready for the next generation.
I think if
as far as like everybody, like the industry, like it's kind of pushing it, and unless they do like what we talked about earlier, if they like treat it like PC games where they like make it scalable, and it has to be more on like Sony's side, like, because it's harder for, this kind of leads into our next article a little bit, but
right,
it's harder for developers to make, like, third-party developers make a game and they have to keep like the specs in mind. Just say it's just PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So they have to basically make a game for PC that has the scalable, adjustments to kind of account for all of the variables there, which I don't think is the most difficult thing in the world. But then you have to make a game that's designed for PlayStation 4. Then you have to do something for the PlayStation 4 Pro, and then you have to do something for Xbox, now the Xbox One X. That's a lot of extra development time for a company. And like the Pro and the One X aren't the big markets.
Right.
That's not where a majority of people are going to buy the game. So it's almost like wasting money because it takes more resources and you're only accommodating a smaller portion.
right,
If like the 5 either has to be its own separate thing, or it can take older games and using its own technology, upscale them on its own, or bump the performance,
right. I
or
think
something. I don't know.
that's
like,
the only way.
they're gonna have to do something revolutionary with it, because if it's just the same shit of like, well, it's just a little bit better, we're kind of getting like tired of this shit, man. Like, it's
right.
getting frustrated to buy a new system, and it's just like, well, we can't make the game we want because we're held back by the technology. Like, it has to be, at some point they have to make moddable shit. Where PlayStation just makes like, the GPU you can replace. So like in a year or two, we make the new PlayStation GPU. You buy that, swap it out, and now it's up to par with the newest games.
Right. You'd think they'd already have done that. And I think the only way that a PlayStation 5 could currently come out, I think, in 2018 is if it's 100% backwards compatible. I think that if they announce the PS5 without backwards compatibility, it will not go over very well.
Because
Especially
even like, it takes. Go ahead. Finish.
Especially since the Scorpio or the Xbox One X just announced that it will be fully backwards compatible and even have access to the older Xbox library.
That's a huge selling point. And it takes like a new system. Like, I mean, we see it with the Switch. It takes a fairly long time to actually get a decent game library going. I mean, they release. I mean, it's a very small amount of games that come out with the system, and it takes a while for developers to like release the games to kind of catch on, and they get to a point where they're focusing more on the new generation versus the old one.
Right. I feel like the 5 is going to be an issue just for the way that the generations have gone out. Like, I feel like the only way that a new generation of consoles can successfully go out is if Sony and Microsoft do it at the same time. I mean, that's really the catch.
Right.
And if we look back to the Wii U came out 1 year before the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. The Switch, Nintendo's newest console, just came out. So it would make sense that we're going to see the new console from at least Sony potentially come out this year.
It's about that time frame that they usually do. It's like
it would make
typically
sense.
5-ish years. And at some point they have to push it because it's getting outdated.
Nintendo comes out with a new console and they're like, look, we're relevant. And then the next year they come out with the next generation.
Yeah.
That's how it works every time.
I mean, if Sony...
dongle controllers.
And if Sony really, really wants to go for it, like, they should make their next system portable. In some way, it needs to be portable. And I think that if Sony
that could be the other avenue. Instead of pushing the hardware further, trying to, like, you know, this fucking 4K bullshit, which we're just, like, not ready. Like, fucking, until you cannot buy a 1080p TV and it's just all 4K and it's fucking 8K or whatever godforsaken bullshit the next thing is, that's when you really want to like push that shit. Because at this point, like, most people don't have a 4K TV. It's not true 4K. There's all this we've talked about before. It's kind of bullshit. It's not the selling point gamers care about. But if they made something that was like a little bit more powerful than the PlayStation 4, like if you had something that was like almost like a 4 Pro that was like the Switch, like a kind of big handheld version, or had a dock that actually did something, like actually boosted the power, so you know it would upscale itself to 1080 4K and had its own hardware, like I think that's more actually what I'd want to see from console gaming. Yeah. Because at this point, like, if they keep trying to do that, like fuck, dude, just buy a PC. Like, it's getting stupid. Like,
yeah, and it's why the Switch is doing so well too. Like, the Switch is like existing in this little middle ground where it doesn't have to compete with PC, and it doesn't have to compete with consoles. It's living in its own little world where the 3DS existed, where it's literally, it's turned out to be a fantastic system. And if Sony could like do it, or even Microsoft's mentioned in the past doing a handheld, and they've always steered away from it. And like Sony's done it really well. And if you just had a Vita, and the Vita was designed to play games inside of the Vita at a certain aspect ratio and a certain quality, but when you docked it, it literally took and used the rest of the power in the system. Like,
kind of like the PlayStation VR, where it has its own kind of like hardware that boosts it, so you can actually, you know, do VR in the appropriate way. Yeah, I think that I really, the more we talk about it, I hope that's the way they go. I think, like, because like I see a lot of, like, now I'm seeing, it's funny, most of the Switch games I'm interested in are like not Nintendo games. They're like third-party games, like Disgaea 5. Like, they released like a Street Fighter version for the Switch, and they seem like fun. And like, think about it, I'm like, that'd be fun to have like a handheld version of that, where I'm not playing on a screen that's like this fucking big. It's like a decent size tablet screen. You can actually play, and then at the same time just dock it when you want to sit down and play. Yeah.
It's great, and I'd love to see it. And that is going right into our next news article about the whole game developer, Joseph Ferez, I'm going to guess is the way you pronounce his name, who is behind Hazelight Studios, the same developers who did Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, I believe. Their new game, A Way Out. He's not thrilled with the PlayStation 4. Apparently, this is a 5-year-old PC, is what he said, and I mean,
well,
it is.
literally,
It's literally a 5-year-old
Yeah.
console. I mean, you're not even going to talk
Yeah.
about 5-year-old PC. Like, it's just, it's old.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not, to be like really technical, it's not the same as a PC. Like, the system designed for like one function, where a PC, like it's a little bit different.
Right.
Like the PlayStation is optimized. They can do a good amount with the firmware to kind of keep it up to snuff. And I mean, if you think about it, for something that's 5 years old, it can still run new games pretty fucking well and not have a lot of issues. But you can kind of see where the whole point of this is going, where like you get to a certain point of the generation where like you're like stunting game development growth, because like they can't do things they want to do because they're limited by the hardware. Whereas like a PC game, you can kind of scale it back. Like WoW is a perfect example where like you can scale that game down to like you can pretty much play it on a potato of a PC, and like it runs fine. And then you can scale all the way up to like 4K ultra wide bullshit, and then all depending on your stuff. But their development is like, it's this different mindset where they don't have set specs they have to cater to. They kind of have this more open idea that's malleable, and it's depending on what you have, and the game can work within you. And that's like I have no idea how to do that within the console gaming world, but like at some point, like hopefully they make a change where it doesn't matter if you have like a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Switch or the fuck, like they all kind of run on the same idea. So a game developer just makes the one game, and then like Nintendo takes it and then adjusts it to their system. PlayStation takes it and it can be adjusted to their system. So it's not so much on the developers to cater to each specific system. They can just focus on the game, and then know the system can adjust it to itself like a PC does. Like PC says, well, I have these specs, so these are the optimum settings that I can use for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I concur.
Just like fucking stared at me for like a minute.
I was watching
Like
my
dog talking to the TV.
I was watching myself play Monster Slayers, actually. I'd love to see Sony take the next step, and rather than releasing the PlayStation 5 and it just being another PC architecture kind of system, I would love to see them do what they did with the PS3, but do it right. And not release it at $600. Have a competitive, fair market. If they released the PlayStation 5 right now, and it was a handheld that had the horsepower of the Scorpio or the Xbox One, it only has to match it. It doesn't even have to go above it. If they released that at $500, Sony, or even $450, Sony would take the market immediately. They would go into the next generation 100% undefeated. And as long as they make it compatible. And the problem when you do the handheld and you take that idea, your PS4 games are no longer compatible. You kill your reverse compatibility when you go with that pathing. So unless you say if the system is docked, and what you do is you dock the system, you put it in your...
It has a
disc tray in the actual system, and it writes
that could work.
The full game directly to the handheld. And if you get rid of the disc in your actual system, you have to pair it up. Maybe you have to pair the system every week or every day. You have to put the system, your handheld, back into the actual thing. Right. You have to do it once a week or every so often to reconnect to the game.
Well, I mean, they could do that. I mean, how it is right now with the Vita and the PS4 when you do remote play, if they just fine-tuned that a little bit so that it ran even just a little bit smoother, even though it runs pretty smooth now. But if they did that so that the dock is what has your PS4 game in it, and the handheld system can either play the PS4 games by streaming them, or you can download them onto the handheld system, that would work really well.
Yeah, if they just make it so the disc can write directly to the handheld, and as long as your disc is inside of the system and you register it, or however they make it work, the handheld version of it will continue to work. And then you dock it, and you just resume right on your TV, and you're merry way. It'd be beautiful.
Or,
Sony,
or just,
we're giving
or just
you
go big
the win.
dick and make just an unbelievable gaming
or do that.
machine.
I mean,
just fucking. But
the question
is
is price. People are always going to be upset about the price.
Like, yeah, but I mean, and the technology is just like advances too quick. Like 5 years ago, the specs of the PS4 were great. It was like, I remember at the time, I'm like, fuck building a new PC. I'm just gonna get a PS4 because that has like specs, can run the games higher than my current PC. So fuck it. Shortly thereafter, 2 years later, you can get more powerful specs on a PC for like a lot less, and then it just keeps going more and more. And what hinders these like systems is that they're stuck. You can't upgrade anything, and that's why like I hope, again, that they either go a different route and do like Nintendo did and just say like, all right, there's no console and handheld version. It's just the same shit. Like his new console, go forth. Or they go
forth.
Something that's upgradable, which I think it seems smarter to me because you can make more money. Because like you make the base system and then you have more shit you can sell that's going to further that system forward. Then like a year or two later, you can release like the upgraded version of it, so it has all the latest shit, and it's not the same system again, if different paint job. It's pretty much a new system that's all up to date. So you're going to keep people wanting to buy this. You're not going to worry about like GameStop taking your secondary market because people are probably just going to want to get the newer thing anyways.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep you in the game longer and not have to worry about 2 or 3 years in the cycle saying, all right, we got to make the next thing. And then, because they pretty much always lose money on the system. Like, yeah, I think it's pretty rare for companies to make money back. It's basically to sell them a system so they can make money off the games.
Yeah, Nintendo, I think, is the only company who doesn't sell at a loss.
Actually, yeah, and they melt. So there you go. But I mean, they have to do something either that's going to keep them up to date, because we basically had the same cycle for like 20 fucking years, and things are just advancing too quick that they like something has to change. Like somebody, whether it's Sony or Microsoft, I don't think it's Nintendo because they're not really pioneers in that aspect. They're pioneers more in like the fun factor and creative ways of making a system. They're not so much about pushing the hardware. Like at this point, I don't give a fuck who it is. Somebody just needs to push it into like the new frontier. Like we need like the new console era to like just take over. That's just different and new and has different thinking. That's not thinking like it's fucking 1997, 2000.
Right. And so while we're on the topic of Sony and the thinking of back in the old days, I'd like to touch on the whole controversy Sony's currently in too, with the shared play, cross-play, and the fact that Xbox is now allowing Minecraft to be united across all of the games, and Rocket League is now being united across all of the systems. Sony is the only system that has opted not to allow Rocket League or Minecraft within the same player base. Even Nintendo with the Switch is saying, sure, we'll take Minecraft. Sure, we'll take Rocket League. And what's even funnier is in order to play Minecraft on your Switch, you have to have an Xbox Live account, which is mind-boggling that Nintendo would allow that to happen. Like, it makes sense.
What the fuck?
It makes sense from Sony's perspective. Like, you don't want Microsoft
but they did it for
Live.
Final Fantasy 14. Like,
right.
You'd have to have
and it's flipped
a Square
around
Enix account
because Xbox wouldn't let Final Fantasy 11 on the Xbox. So
because of that,
because of the same reason,
I think it's gonna change. They've gotten so much
backlash,
bad publicity from this that, because I mean, and I'm not defending him, but the guy gave like I forget what it was. It was kind of like a shitty answer of like, well, we can't control them, blah blah blah. Then he kind of said, well, it's up to us and the stakeholders. And so I get that fact when there's people investing in your company, they say like, nope, that no matter what you say to them, that it doesn't matter. But if the shares and the stake become affected because you're getting so much negative backlash from this, then maybe that's the motivation they need to change their mind and do
Right.
it. I just at this point it's like who the fuck cares? Like in Destiny, I'd play with some people on Xbox. I think that'd be great. I think like third party people like it more because it'll help them sell games. Like if say you have an Xbox, all your friends are on PlayStation, they get Destiny and say like, hey, it's too bad you can't play Destiny with us because you don't want to spend, $300 on a new console for this one game. But if you just buy this game, you can cross-play, and it
Yeah, but in
doesn't
that
have to be
scenario,
seamless.
Sony just lost $300.
Technically, yeah.
I mean, Sony just
But then-
lost $300 because
then-
he didn't have
but
to
now
go buy the
Nintendo
system
and
anymore.
Xbox are technically losing money too because you don't have to buy a new system and play with these
Right.
friends.
But in the current market,
at this-
nobody loses money.
Technically. I
So-
just think it's this. I don't see. Whatever. Like
I
don't-
agree.
I really don't think they're going to lose as much money as they think. Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to lose a couple consoles, but again, you don't make money off the fucking console. So
Right. You
Dude,
make money off
like-
of the exclusives, and
Right.
Sony's got the exclusives. Like, if there's anybody who should be allowing the crossplay, it's Sony, because they know, and Nintendo looks at it the same way. Nintendo's like, people have to buy our shit
Oh.
because we have
Before-
Mario.
before I forget, speaking of exclusives, so the biggest cock slap I've heard of a while is that I think in October, for Destiny 1, Xbox players are going to get all the PS exclusives.
Yeah,
So, like, a month after the new game comes out, here's your Jade Rabbit, Zen Meteor, that one strike, and the map. Have fun. Like, it's just like, at that point, just don't do it. Like, fucking let it go. Like, what a dick move that after the new game's out, they're like, all right, here's all the shit you couldn't play with for 3 years. Have fun with that.
I find it kind of hilarious at the same time.
It's fucking...
they're gonna do the same thing with the new content when Destiny 2
No,
comes
they
out.
have a set date. I think it's like 2018, early 2018.
Yeah, but it's still
Xbox.
better than 3.5 years. I mean,
Yeah, it's better than like you're probably never going to get it. Oh, the new game comes out this month, and the next month you'll get all the shit. And the game you're probably not going to be playing and probably aren't playing now. It was just like, who the fuck thought of that? Like, who in their right mind thought that was a smart idea to do?
it's probably
After
just in
probably-
the contract, like that they have to do it.
Probably. But like, why bother at that point? Just don't do it.
I think it's just the final way to rub in the wound for Xbox players. Like, Sony's just like, here, they can have it. We'll wave the magic wand, and all the Xbox players can have it. Go play your frivolous Destiny 1 and enjoy our Jade Rabbit that we've had.
It's probably in the contract that they had to release it a month after the new game come out.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're giving it to them when it doesn't matter at all.
Yep.
Bastards.
So yeah.
Fucking. I don't really know. Like, I don't think I play enough games that affect cross-platform that it really matters too much to me.
I think it would be a
Generally-
blast to play Rocket League with you. I think that game would generate so much rage in your body
I'm not
that
playing
it would not be able to be contained. You would just like explode. Like
But it's
Dave got furious at Rocket League. Like I could not imagine how angry you would get at Rocket League. It would be the
I
best.
Just turn it off.
I remember the last time I played it still. I remember it very well.
But I
I
think
started off
Sony's
so
gonna-
optimistic.
yeah.
I was
You know,
like,
that'll
oh man,
work.
this car is really cool. I can customize it. Oh man, I can put a hat on my car. Dude, this game's cool. By the end, I'm like, fuck everything about this. Fuck you for making me buy this. Fuck.
Awesome. I think Sony's going to change their mind. I think within a year we'll have cross-platform on maybe not all games, but more games.
On the PlayStation 5.
I think,
They're gonna get kind of peer pressured into it, honestly.
yeah,
just
that's what I
because
think it's going to happen. I think
people are pissed.
I don't think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be one story and go away. I think the more Xbox and Nintendo do it, the more press it's going to get, and it's going to be, here's another game that they do cross-platform and Sony doesn't. and it's going to continually put pressure on Sony to change it. And I think just they'll just have to, again, maybe not all games, but there are going to be games where they're just going to have to give up and let it happen.
Yeah.
And then they'll see, like, it's not the end of the fucking world.
I agree.
Goddamn control freaks.
So moving on into our final news article, the last. It was a very late addition to our list. I
literally saw it like an hour before we hopped on.
The SNES Classic Edition has been announced and dated with all 21 games that will be on the system. So, I guess I'll just read down the list really quick. We've got Contra 3, Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island.
Super.
Fucking... I mean, that's a stellar lineup.
It is.
It is.
It's fantastic.
I mean, somebody who owns a Super Nintendo, that's like fucking like all the platinum games, pretty much. And like a nice spread. I mean, that era of gaming didn't have a lot of genres like we do now, but that's a really good spread of like variations of different games.
Right.
Just the RPGs alone. I mean, it's like those are all the hits. But the shitty part about this fucking thing is that it's $80.
How much was
Which
the regular NES
60.
Classic? So they
And that
just
was
decided
pushing
that
it.
they would up
So-
the price $20 on it.
Not only did they up the price, but you know for damn positive that they fixed the pirating issue. You know 100%
Oh, I'm
this
sure.
box is not coming out with any
Yeah.
way to plug anything into it, and there's no way you're going to get a screwdriver into that plastic shit. It's like going to be if you peel off the sticker, it's going to fucking catch on fire and explode. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way they're going to allow this thing to be a pirating issue like it was in the NES. Or the NES Classic. So...
It sucks that it's that much, and yeah, because I really want one, just because it's a huge nostalgia hit, which is like pretty much the same reason. Like, I think a lot of people got the NES Classic until people realized it was like a way to make money is buy this rare thing, then sell it for more money, and then you have all the posers who just want one because it's, the thing to have.
Right.
But I don't think I could justify $80 for it, where I could buy a Raspberry Pi for $50, plug in a USB controller, then have like every fucking Super Nintendo game ever made, plus NES games, plus Sega Genesis, plus probably PlayStation, like arcade games, what have you. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't justify
like
it.
if you really want a tiny little box that plays emulated games, buy a Raspberry Pi, YouTube a video on how to make it into an emulation machine, and
It's not hard.
No, it's pretty fucking. There's applications you just download on the goddamn thing, and it just pretty much does it all for you. You don't have to learn. I don't think there's probably a way to do it without having to know any, Python programming at all. But it's super easy. And I know like it's going to be the same shit where they're going to have a limited number of these. They're going to sell out. People are going to like fucking hoard them. They're going to sell them on eBay for $300. It's going to become another shit show.
Do you think that the big sell feature of this is going to be Star Fox 2, where it was never released? Like, people are going to buy it just to play Star Fox 2?
People from like my generation and later who, SNES was like their like main console, kind of like their first thing. That's gonna it's gonna hit a nerve in them because Star Fox was like, it's like it was one of the biggest games for the SNES. It was groundbreaking. And, I remember, like I vaguely remember like there was a magazine called Nintendo Power, if you didn't know, for a long time that just focused on Nintendo shit. And I remember, like, I vaguely remember, I think them like talking about Star Fox 2 and like having like a preview and shit. And it's just one of those games that like never came out. I think it might have came out in like Japan or some shit, but I think
it was completely canceled.
Wow.
It was completed and never released. It was canceled after being.
That's fucked up.
For legal reasons.
Well, but yeah, that's gonna be a huge thing because that's like this game from your childhood that you never got to play. Now it's available,
and you can't pirate it.
What?
You can't get it on the Raspberry Pi unless people
Yeah.
figure out how to rip it off of the
somebody
SNES and put
they
it.
will.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a challenge to people.
I give it like 3 days after the thing drops before it's available for emulation on the Raspberry Pi.
Wasn't it like 3 hours before the NES got hacked? Like, it was like no time at all before somebody had already broken into the freaking thing. And
I mean, I'd be surprised if somebody's going to be able to hack it. Like, it's probably going to be more difficult, but they probably don't have the resources to make it completely unhackable. And generally, people who are really good at hacking are really, really smart. And that's kind of like their thing, is trying to hack stuff that is hard to hack. So
right. I feel like the only way...
I know somebody will.
The only way to make it so that it cannot be hacked is to make it so that no matter what you do to the system, it stops working. Like, if you plug in anything that the system doesn't recognize, it toasts the system. If you peel the plastic off, it toasts the system. Like, if Nintendo really does put, like, blatant kill switches in it to make it... That's the only way to make something officially unhackable, is if it feels any threat, burn it. Like... That's really the only way to make anything, and that's why servers and all of that stuff are always hackable, because nobody wants to just blow up this thing, and a server has to, if it's going to fry, rewrite typically, so there's a connection there where the hacker can make it through the rewrite to get into the actual server. So, like, but a little box like this that doesn't connect to anything, or, like, not even the internet, like, they could theoretically make it so it's impenetrable. I mean, it could be a little prison box, and as soon as you plug in anything the system doesn't recognize, it could just toast itself, which would suck, but...
You plug in the regular controller, it doesn't recognize it for that one split second for some fucked up reason, and your system just catches on fire.
Yeah.
Like, ah, shit!
I mean, that's what Nintendo would have to do.
Like, I'm looking right now, you can get, like, a Raspberry Pi set for, like, $50. You can get a knockoff SNES controller, like 2 of them for like $13. So for about $20 less, you can have something
every
better.
Single game that you want from SNES or NES.
Right, it just won't look like a little SNES.
Oh, you can make it do that. Yeah, there's cases for like $10.
Yeah. So if it really matters, I guess get this. I think it's just going to be. Unfortunately, it's just going to be kind of a gimmicky thing. And again, it's going to be the same story of like, it's going to sell out. People are going to like, it's going to become this thing where like people like me who generally love that era and that system and like would want to own it for like nostalgia reasons are going to get fucked because people are either going to look at it for profit or you're going to have these poser motherfuckers who never play the goddamn thing, you know, goddamn hipsters that want to buy it just to act cool.
Does it bother either of you that the controller slots are definitely proprietary?
It's Nintendo.
It's not, you have to buy, it's not a USB controller, it's blatantly a proprietary controller.
Well, see, I'm okay because it looks like the original controller. As long as the cord's not fucking 2 feet long and it's like 6 feet, like a normal, at least, like 6 to 10 like a normal controller, that's fine. I mean, at this point, it's its own little thing, and I'd rather it fits into like the vibe of the thing to have a controller that looks like an SNES controller and only has one controller that fits into it.
I don't know. I'll pick one up if I'm able to. But yeah, I don't know if it would be something that I'm like...
$80, man. That's a hard sell. If it was 60, like the NES, I pretty much would do everything I could to get it. But it seems funny. But the extra 20 is just like it puts in that range of like it's almost $100 for this.
Yeah,
and I'm basically buying nostalgia where I could download a fucking emulator right now, download these games, use my Xbox controller, and play these games on my fucking PC. Like, what's the difference? I just don't have.
You could even play them. You could even play them on your phone.
Right. Yeah. It's just like the only difference is it's this little nostalgia box. It's official, licensed by Nintendo.
And that's the biggest reason why.
Emulators, you can change the graphics, make it look a little better, smooth those pixels out. It's kind of trippy.
Yeah, it's one of the big reasons that would deter me is I can't play it on my channel. I mean, there's nothing on there Nintendo's going to let on the channel.
That's true.
They're going to copyright it. I mean, hell, if I put a picture of the fucking box up on my channel, it'll claim it. Which...
Wait, I'm going to share my camera to a picture of the box.
Don't.
Do it.
Don't do
Do
it.
it.
Don't do it.
Dave, I dare you.
Not that big of a
do
deal.
it.
Don't do it.
Oh.
Don't ruin my...
Sure
Don't
you
ruin, like, my video. Please. For the love of God, don't do it. Last week was one thing. No.
Don't be a whiny little ass.
Apparently that's all I'm good for. So, yeah, that's about going to sum up our news for this episode of the Unwatchable podcast. We would all love to know your thoughts, your opinions on anything we discussed today, whether it is PlayStation and the crossplay, potential PS5, Steam sale. Let us know the game you picked up, your favorite game, your best deal you found. Any of that. Let us know if you think Microsoft's a bag of dicks for not announcing all of their games at their game release show.
Dicks.
So, and let us know if you think $80 is enough for a little box that has the key to your childhood.
I'm looking right now, and like, I think I'm gonna buy a Raspberry Pi because I just found like they have like a little NES case. Sweet. Fuck it. Fuck you, Nintendo. Just shitting on my childhood.
There you go.
Out of this.
So we're gonna
Sons of bitches.
We're gonna move into the favorite game of the week. Dave, just say it.
DDoS.
Yes.
DDoS 14.
Simulator 2017 is the best.
No follow up. You're not even gonna say the real name of the game.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14. That's got to be my game of the week because it's all I've played. So there you go.
Have you beat Persona 5 yet?
Or I almost forgot.
Here's my answer.
No, Nintendo!
Oh.
Get off my screen! No!
Oh, it's hilarious. How do I stop this?
Is it gone yet?
Phil's gone on my screen.
There you
Just
go.
me, Dave, and Nintendo. There we go.
Well, there goes that podcast. Enjoy your
Just the word Nintendo.
enjoy your penny, Nintendo. I hope you choke on it.
And this will be the other podcast that gets like 3,000 fucking views now.
Yeah, this will be the big one. So it'll make all of us, and yet Nintendo will get it all.
Oh.
Zoodude,
Shit.
what's your game of the week?
Hello. It's got to be Injustice.
Yeah?
I've been watching, like, they've had a bunch of tournaments lately, and I've been watching that, and it's interesting to go through the process of learning a game a lot. And, like, you start out, you're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then you slowly understand it more, and, like, before when I'd watch pros play, again, I was just like, I don't know what you're doing. Looks cool, though. But I'm at the point now where I can watch them and like actually analyze shit and see like, oh, that's what you want to do in that situation. And like, I'm starting to get that snowball effect where like you got like the base understanding and now you're just building onto it. and it's just nice to have a game with that much depth and like potential to play for a long time. And it's not made by Ubisoft that's just gonna fucking rape me and just give up on it and just have microtransactions. Which, by the way, they have not released any new like skins or microtransactions for that game. Like, and I actually want some. And they've just been focusing on actual characters, which is a nice change for me.
Cool. I'm glad to see you finally enjoying a game again. It puts a smile on my heart. It's amazing.
Yeah. That sounded weird.
Puts a smile on my heart. I gotta give my game of the week. I think this is the second time I've done this, but Disgaea 5. I don't even care. Disgaea 5 is everything I want in my chill game. It's got it all. It's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. If you own a Switch or a PS4, pick that shit up. It's fantastic. Like, I love being able to play it.
So here's the thing. I have Disgaea 4 for PS3, and I've never played it. And I know Disgaea games aren't sequential, really. Like, they're kind of like own thing, but I don't know. I feel like if I play 5, I'm not going to want to play 4. Because generally, like, the new additions to the game are really good, and it makes the older ones not as fun because they have, like, lesser versions of the game, essentially.
I can tell you I played Absence of Detention years ago and on the Vita, and I only played Absence of Detention for like 10 or 15 hours. I didn't get sucked into it like I have this one, but the base systems are all the same. I can't really tell any differences. I mean, you could probably get Disgaea 5 for the PS4 for like $20. I can't imagine it's that much, or Disgaea 5 for like, yeah.
Look it up.
I can't imagine it's very much. I don't know what the DLC is going to run you to get all of the stuff that comes with the deluxe version for the Switch. But
it's $40.
Yeah. See, I would recommend just waiting to get a Switch and play it on that, to be honest. And if you're really wanting
there's a season pass with it, too.
Will you buy me a Switch, Daddy?
No, I will not buy you a Switch, child. You are not worthy.
How many ghosties do I have to make for you?
That's a lot of ghosties.
I'm game for it.
That's a lot of ghosties. I can't even find another Switch because I wanted to get Holly one for
I see one
her
like
birthday.
every time I go to like Augusta.
Really?
I just gave away with the state we live. I see one just about every time. I've seen one at Walmart.
Oh no, spoiler.
There's dozens of Augustas. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's
We
horrible.
live in Georgia. Fuck. Now they know.
Yeah. Can't you tell by our accents? I've seen them at Target a bunch of times. I think I've seen it at the GameStop there too. But I hate going in there because they just start like verbally raping you with.
Oh my god, it's the worst
stuff.
one that I have ever gone to anywhere.
Guys, when I traded in the PS4 Pro, I had the best experience at a GameStop I've ever
You
had.
traded in your Pro?
Well, I traded to get my Pro. I traded in my.
Gotcha.
It was the best experience I've ever had at a GameStop. I went in, I walked in, I was like, "Hey, do you guys have time to do a trade-in?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm here all day. They pay me by the hour." I'm like, he was humorous. I'm like, "Great." And I walk out and I turn around and I yell, "You're going to regret that." And he's like, "No, go get your stuff." And I'm like, "All right." And I come in with like 2 giant boxes, one with the PlayStation 4. I got the Wii U. I got a stack of games this thick. And he just looks down at the shit and he goes, "You weren't kidding." And he was pleasant. He went through. He said, "You take really good care of your stuff. Like, I'm actually shocked that you still have the box for your Wii U controllers." I'm like, "Yeah, I keep the box to all of my stuff." And, like, I had all the Wii U controllers boxed back up with their cords, the instruction packets. Like, you could have sold that shit as new. And the guy was like, "I can't believe it." He plugged everything in. He was, like, nice. Like, it took, like, 30 minutes to trade in all of that shit. He didn't try to sell me on any pre-orders until the very end. He said, "Are you interested in Call of Duty World War II?" I said no. He dropped it. He didn't pressure me at all. I gave him my power-up rewards card. He threw it all on that. He was like, "You have a freak ton of points. You should go home and figure out how to get those. I'm like, I won't do that. Thank you very much for your time. I took my PlayStation 4 and I left. It was the best. He didn't try to swindle me. He didn't pressure me. He didn't bother me. He tested my shit. He said it works. He gave me my new system and I left. That is what I want from GameStop. You can ask me one question. Do you want Call of Duty? I will give you one answer. As long as it is that simple and you don't pressure it, I'm okay with that. I understand it's in your job. You're forced to ask me. If you drop it, that's great. It was the best interaction I've ever had at a GameStop. It was this little GameStop tucked away in buttfuck nowhere up in a town near where I live. It was just sitting there, so casual. I walked in. It was the best. It was great. And I never thought I would ever say anything good about GameStop, but the guy who worked there, if I had your name, well done, sir, because the girl you were working with, she wasn't pleasant. I could see her eyes. There were snakes in them. But you, sir, were super swell.
She just needed some dick. That's her problem.
She was like running around like all angrily and like I've never seen an employee work at a store and do so little in 30 minutes. Like it boggled my mind. He's like busting his ass, unboxing all of my shit that I spent an hour putting together. You haven't worked in a lot of
places then.
I haven't. And like just watching her stand there and watch him, like I was like, I'm so glad I don't work in this industry.
Last time I went to GameStop, I bought the first Injustice to get ready for Injustice 2. And that's where the guy was like, hey, do you want to pre-order the new Call of Duty? I'm like, what fucking correlation does this game have with that you think I'd be interested in that? Like, I'm wearing a fucking Hawaiian shirt. Do I look like the type of dick? I'm fucking 80 years old. Do I want to play Call of Duty? No, sir.
See, I just go into the GameStop that I used to work at, so everybody knows me there, and nobody asks me if I want shit because they know that I will punch them in the fucking face.
That's a proper way to react at a GameStop. Don't do that, viewers, please.
Hey, did you want to pre-order the no? Shut the fuck up!
Not the camera, please.
You know what?
He just turned it off.
Yeah, he just turned it off. He hit the off button. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my old one.
Yeah? You should ask Razor if he wants it.
Yo, get soldering, boy.
See if he'll pay you $40 for it. Is this like the memorial? I can tell you your new camera does not like fire. It's not reacting very well to it. I want your smoke detectors to go off. Just ruin everything.
I can make that happen.
So, yeah. So, let's roll on into the end of the podcast. Thank you all very much for watching. Dave, what is coming up on your channel and where can people find you? I hate you. Go to hell. No, don't do it. You son of a bitch.
Now we know what to do.
What's coming up on my channel? Whatever the fuck I want to put on my channel, whenever the fuck I want to put it there.
10 videos a day. Get ready.
That's what's coming up. I might put up one video a week. I might put up 20 videos in a day. You don't know. I don't know either. So that's what's happening. I am going to play Nier at some point this week. So I will record it. Will it go up? Your guess is as good as mine. I'll probably try to go in and upload some more Persona 5 since I kind of put all of them public that I had up today within the span of 5 minutes.
I remember sitting there all of a sudden it was just like this big line of shit. I'm like, what the? I was talking to Phil at the time, or Pheno, excuse me.
That's the second time you've done it in this one podcast.
I don't know. It's because it's your name.
It doesn't help that I start it with the same 2 letters. I understand, like,
yeah,
it doesn't help.
It doesn't. I mean, you should take a lesson from Dave. I mean, that's not his real name at all. But I remember I was just...
Your name is Escobar, right?
Escobar Espresso. Yeah. That was a little chunk of stuff.
Yeah. It's a lot. I'm sitting there going, no one's going to watch it. He put up way too much at the same time. I think you're trying to get somebody to unsubscribe because then it will motivate you again to get people to subscribe. And
I just want the number to move. I don't care which way now.
Like I felt like you had uploaded these and it was just like set them to private and then forgotten. Just like, oh fuck it, just public. But hey, there's like fucking 4 hours of content now.
Yeah.
That wasn't there before.
That's right.
I want some Final Fantasy content. I'd love to see some of the new dungeons, and I could watch that.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go through and do as I'm leveling Dark Knight or something, so you can watch me suck at tank.
African American Knight.
So sorry.
Uh,
I would say what I'm thinking, but that was probably even too far for this.
I know where you're going with
Thank
it. Thank
you. Zudude, quickly, what is coming up on your channel?
More Injustice 2. A little bit of Destiny. There's probably not going to be a lot of Destiny up until like the beta in Destiny 2 because I'm not really doing much with it. But I do have a pardon me, a video of some of the Crucible weapons I'm using with a little montage at the end. So that's something. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much look forward for those 2 games on the channel. Probably some Diablo stuff once these yahoos get together with me.
Buying it tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, we should be
Yep.
able to record.
For some fucking reason they don't let you pre-order it, which is like the stupidest shit. Just
Yeah, it'll
The
depend.
question is,
let me fucking buy it and then you can download it wherever. Like
Yeah, you
the
have
thing
to.
is though, we're not going to be able to play it tomorrow because we're going to have to download patches.
It depends
We'll
how
see.
big.
I'll
Update
check.
your client tonight, Dave, and then hopefully
Mine's
it's
updated.
just a quick like toggle on for the Necro. Like hopefully they patch
That would
it
be
in.
nice.
yeah. I think I'm pretty sure the asset's already in there because it's.
Well, it's in
that'd be dumb
it's in the
of them.
PTR, so theoretically it should be
Yeah.
in the code for the base version of the
Yeah.
game.
I think it's
Fair
just
enough.
like everything else that once you buy it and unlocks it, because otherwise that's just dumb.
Hopefully.
I can't imagine it's that big. Crusader, even though I don't think like even Reaper of Souls was that large, like it was pretty minute. You pretty much just threw the disc in and it said,
Yeah, because all it is one character, couple maps, and yeah. Even if you have to download it, it's probably going to be very small.
yeah, it shouldn't be
Yeah,
bad.
it shouldn't. Yeah, it shouldn't be bad.
But we'll see.
But
There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
yeah, so hopefully we can start that. If not, we will be starting it this week. And then, yeah, anything else on your channel?
I don't think so.
Where's that Rage video? There.
I don't want to make it.
No?
I might still. I don't know. I made a weird noise the other night that I wasn't proud of.
How is it
sounded-
different from the other weird noises? that
You look,
make?
when you said that, you were just like, and I wasn't proud, and you looked like you were so embarrassed even when you said it that there was a weird noise. Like,
It sounded like I let out all the air in my body at once and tried to say 10 swear words at the same time. So it was just this big, loud, audible, like, type of thing that came out.
So you had a mouth fart.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it that. It was like, I instantly regretted making that noise and just like, what am I doing with my life?
I wonder if that's how the big YouTubers feel.
Maybe.
oh,
If I do make it, it's going to be, try not to rage because it's just not worth it. It's okay to have emotions, people. It's okay to get mad and frustrated. Just don't let it, like, just don't become a fucking Sith Lord when you play a game. Just ride it out. Just a game. Except when you play a Pheno and he fucks up your Nightfall. And it's justified.
I was trying. I stand
No,
by that.
you admitted I wasn't really into it.
I wasn't into it, but
Don't
I was
try
still
to-
trying for
don't try-
you. I was like
Oh,
doing
that's
it. I
not
was
good
like,
enough.
I was trying to be there and in the mode and in the game, and yeah.
You're just thinking about opening packs and fucking God knows what else.
You don't really open packs in Minion Masters or like anything on my channel. You don't really open packs. You open kegs and Gwent. I mean,
It's a pack.
okay.
Do you
it's a
get
pack.
cards out of it?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a pack.
Yes, you do. So speaking of Gwent,
Yes, you do.
I've got that up on my channel this week. It's running
For now.
for now. I'm ending it next week. There's a final episode. I don't like just cutting series. I like to say why the series is ending. So that will either be up at the end of this week. I might just put it up anyway. I got more Monster Slayers with the wife. All of the games are on their new schedule, so they go up at the same time every day. We're doing the Minion Masters week of 100 videos, so that will be running every day this week in celebration of the 100 videos, obviously. And so that will be running throughout the week. And then next week we'll go back to normal. Dead Cell's still running. Nobody likes watching me play that, but I don't give a fuck. I'm playing it anyway. And then we have Ori and the Blind Forest, which, again, people don't seem to like watching, but the game is beautiful, and I feel like I need to experience it before my heart gives out. So I'm going to play Ori and the Blind Forest throughout till the end. And
You know what I just realized?
yes,
They don't have Chrono Trigger on the SNES Classic.
they don't.
Ooh,
And that's like
that's a weird choice.
maybe the best SNES game. Definitely best NES RPG ever released.
It's probably
That's kinda
because
fucked up.
Nintendo doesn't own the property, and Square Enix was like, no.
No, they do. They've had it released on DS.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it could just be Square Enix just still didn't want it on the system for whatever reason.
It's DLC.
Yeah, it'll be DLC for the unhackable box. If they put DLC
20.
on it, they'll fuck themselves.
$20.
It's a gate. It's a gateway in. So yeah, lots of great content here. I might do a follow-up video as well to my How to Get a Million Subscribers.
Please come back.
That video has been through hell. I do not know what is wrong with that video. It started out with like 40 views, spiked to 300 or some shit views, and then the likes went from like 0 to 559. The dislikes went from 0 to 2, then back down to 1, and now I'm down to 62 views with 600 fucking likes. I do not know what is going on with that video.
What the
It
fuck?
makes 0 sense. Like, I do not get it at all.
YouTube. It's your fault.
It's so messed up.
It still has all the likes. It still has 559 likes.
It's so messed up. And now,
I'm looking
like,
at this
my
shit.
viewers have started to notice it and pointed out in the comment section that the video is just screwed. I don't know. Earlier it was still showing that it had 3... Is it still showing all the views earlier? I have no idea. It's the Unwatchable episode 1, like, to an insane degree. Like, not only did YouTube take away views this time, it looks like they took views away and then said for every view you get 3 likes that we took away. So, I don't know what's going on. And it had 2 dislikes at one point because I was really sad about that. And then one of them went away. So, I don't know what's wrong with the video. It is super broken. And I keep hoping I'm going to wake up the next day and all the views will be back. And for some reason, every day I wake up and the views are gone, and they're taking more and more away. So, it'll be... I don't
Eventually
understand...
it'll be less than before.
So I'm looking at the video analytics, and your engagement rate is 934%. I don't think that's possible.
Oh god.
It's... I don't know.
It's all fucked up.
I don't know what is wrong with it. My channel is like... I should have hit 10,000 views on my channel with that video. It went up, there were views there, and for 2.5 days straight, my view counter didn't change. At all. It just, like, froze.
And then it's just plummeted.
And the view counter never went down overall for the channel, but the views on the video disappeared. So I don't understand. I have no idea what is going on with the video. Something
Maybe it's time to
in
review.
it exploded in the system, and I don't know. Somebody shared it in the darknet or some shit, and they destroyed it.
Darknet.
I don't know.
It's
So.
the deep webs.
Yeah, it's... The videos, I don't know. It's hilarious to watch this video just, like, fluctuate all over the place. I mean, I lost a subscriber for that video. Fuck knows if the other 3 left because of that video. Like, and yet,
Yeah.
it's just, like, messing everything up. So I think I need to, like, put out a this video is having issues for whatever reason. Hey, YouTube, fix your shit kind of video. But I haven't. I want to
Kinda
think.
odd. So that happened to me. So like I hadn't made a like update video in a long time, and I think it was pretty obvious where my channel was going. And then I make a video saying like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing," and like all these people are like, "No, fuck you." It's like, really?
Dave,
I haven't posted For
that's
Honor
what
in
you
like
need to do.
a month and a half.
All right, that's what I'll do. I'll
You
have
need to do
an
it.
update video.
You need to do an update video, and
Guaranteed way to like lose people is do an update video.
you son
I
of a
didn't even
bitch,
show my
if you
face.
gain subscribers from an update video,
That'd be hilarious.
I'm gonna be so upset. If that's the video,
The 3 people that left you guys come to me.
Nothing beats the day of whatever that game was you were playing, and like you posted on Reddit, and then it gained like fucking like 4,000 views. And I just
don't
about
even know.
shit myself because it was just like that's unfathomable for like the type of view count we get. That was just like it's like getting
yeah,
a
and that was
a
like
billion.
early on too.
yeah, it beat the
What is
Unwatchable
that
episode
at?
1, which is the highest gross video
it?
on mine, and that's 1,903 views as of right now. I still don't know how that. It was up to.
Tell me
It was
about
up to 2,500, and YouTube.
And
took
that gave
views.
us a very false sense of accomplishment.
Yep.
It's like, hey, we're gonna do great. The next video is just like, yeah, here's 20.
Yep.
Why? What the fuck happened?
Yep. So
I don't know. It's a fucked up thing.
I
I think
don't.
we should end the
Let's
video of us
see.
just looking at our
At us
Steam
just-
shopping cart again.
Us just being sad at YouTube and going to Steam.
2,671.
I don't know why, but I knew that. I don't. I think that number and the fact that you got more views for the first video you put up in a year and a half, like
That's right. It was like
it pissed me
so-
off.
It was like the 3rd or 4th.
It made me so
the third.
angry that it ingrained into my skull that number will forever be there. Like, as you're reading that off, he's going to say 2671, isn't he? That son of a bitch. And
And I love the fact that the one comment on that video was Dave going, "Hey,
I
thanks
know.
for checking." And like, you got
Look
3
at my other
likes.
stuff, please.
3 likes out of fucking almost 3,000 views.
And you have 62 views and 559 likes. What am I doing wrong?
I don't even know. It's messed up. So, yeah, we are
Yeah.
we're the Unwatchable podcast. We are here on YouTube. You can check out.
Really.
You can find us all at our corresponding channels. Disaster Dave still got freaking hyperlink. You can find him over there, which you got all the fancy. I can't even live stream until I have 100 subs. That pisses me off immensely.
I'm gonna
Like-
live stream now just to piss you off.
Dick.
Yeah, I hate you. I hate you so much. It's not even right.
Live stream some Bloodborne.
You probably
it's gotta be
get
Mindy Masters.
subs from it.
Fucking
Yes.
I would be
fucking
so.
Hearthstone.
I'd be so happy if I could stream.
Live stream Mini Masters as Hearthstone, and then just watch people rage on you.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So yeah, we've been the Unwatchable Podcast. Come check us all out at our channels. You can find it in the featured category here on my channel. Links are also in the description box
Yeah.
below. And we would love to know your thoughts and opinions on this podcast. Don't you do it, you son of a bitch. We would love to
hanging
know your thoughts, opinions on this podcast. Everything we discussed. Open up some dialogue. You guys are great in other videos we have. We'd love to see you guys down in the comment section below here talking about all the stuff we discussed. It would be great to open up the chatter boxes and have some fun. So, thank you all very much. Dave is gonna finally just end it all, and
Holy shit! Shouldn't do that.
we'll see you all in episode 17 next week. Again, new schedule. We'll be going up every Wednesday between 10 and noon. I think I'm gonna aim for 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So check us out, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you all very much. This has been the Unwatchable Podcast, episode 16. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye. Bye.